Yeah, I'm sorry.
I read it multiple times.
Of course. Okay. Because for those of you who've read the fic, I'm treating it as Ulster has come to you and opened up to your hearts about his situation. So if you want
an alternate universe.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, Harry, I'm sorry. You've all overheard Loran talking to someone.
Yeah. But yes, so the contents of that are obviously mostly only what Ulster and Loran know. But if you want to ask about it, I think you would know they had a conversation. So if you want to know more, you can. Yes. Okay. Indeed. So, hello. Are we ready to go? Perfect. So as I'm sure you guys all remember, the last game was primarily a game focusing on some ship-to-ship combat scenarios, RP, in which you guys tried to rescue Ulster, prevent him from drowning, and negotiate with Edge, whilst also getting a significant amount of coin. At least that was Cass's game plan, which went surprisingly well. I think, what did you get? How much did you get? I can't remember. Was it 15,000 or 5,000?
15, I think.
15, that's a serve.
I think 15 total, but Cass herself has taken 5.
Perfect. Okay.
One
so
for
Cass
you,
is now a
10
rich
for me.
woman.
10 for me.
10.
Cass is now rich,
for me.
baby.
Yeah. And then obviously there was lots of relationship drama. I specifically remember Astra low-key shading Loran and calling him coward. I've not let that go this whole week. I've been like, you what? You don't know. But it's fine.
Wasn't that Cass? Not
Was it Cass? No, Astra saying like blah 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 coward. If like when Ulster was like, I can't remember exactly how you phrased it, but the way you said it stuck in my brain.
Emma, what if it's just not that deep?
Yeah, well, you know what? There are some power word kills with Astra's name. No, I'm joking.
I mean, we're there always.
Hey guys, canonically, I was the only one who got power word killed. So, anyway.
Such a serve. You also got your throat slashed and then unslashed in about 5 seconds. Because I was like, how can you do that non-lethally? Funny. Anyway, you guys decide to disembark from the ship after successfully evading the pirates so that the ship can be repaired. During this time, Ulster and Loran have a little chat, during which Loran reveals to Ulster that he is not free to pursue a relationship, and Ulster confesses that he likes him, which is heartbreaking and so cute, and I'm so sad. Ulster naturally thinks this means, oh, you're married? So he's not married. But what does it mean? You guys have to find out unless you didn't read the fic.
Married to the sea. I don't know.
Indeed. You guys decide to hightail it to the center of Aprea, where there is a teleportation circle which can take you to Ironstone, so that Loran wouldn't have to use up too much of his magic. And so you four, plus Momsveld, who has just decided to tag along because he wanted to go to Ironstone anyway, will pile onto the carpets.
We do just inherit NPCs, don't we?
You really do. Hightail it towards the center of Aprea. That is, I believe, where we left off. Anybody want to add anything?
We dropped those traumatized kids off at.
Oh God.
Was it either Dion or Brohat?
It would have been Brohat, yes.
Brohat, thank you. Yes. I'm going to get the map up because we're going to a specific place, which is where Astra left from in like the first session.
Yes. Right, I'm just going to quickly put on some ambience.
Ambiance.
My favorite ambience usually being the Witcher ambiances if anybody wants to join in. It's fine.
Kinnersport.
Okay. Okay, I can't find it. D&D travel. There it is. Okay. An advert. I don't want baby formula.
My goodness.
I don't want Apple Pay.
Strange collection.
Wilderness travel.
Ooh.
Oh, Emma, can you turn that down a little bit?
Yes. It's just for me. You guys don't have to listen to it if you don't want to. Just
No,
help.
it's just coming through a bit echoey on there.
You all hate me. Wow.
Emma, it's not that we don't like it, it's just echoey.
Here I am trying to set the scene. No, I'm joking. It's fine. Okay, so you guys pile onto Loran's carpet, which I don't think I've probably described before. It is a luxurious feel. It's soft beneath where you sit. The edges are tasseled with these red, purple, gold threads interwoven to create this beautiful, like, shimmering effect. And that gold is woven all throughout the carpet's pattern, which, when you look at it long enough, you realize isn't thread, but actually threads of magic. Now, large enough definitely to fit all of you, but it is a tight fit. And Loran looks a little uncomfortable perched on the edge. And you notice he's perched quite pointedly looking away from your group, instead looking towards the horizon line. Though for a moment he does cast a glance back to his ship with a teary eye.
Ulstan looks between the group and then over to Loran. Are you okay?
Just hate seeing her like this.
What do you mean?
All battered and stuck in port. It's not where she's meant to be.
Sorry about that.
It's not your fault. It's all right. I've paid good money for repairs, so.
I thought Cass was paying for the repairs.
Cass potentially could pay for the repairs. I've yet to decide.
Imagine
From
that.
literally next to you, because we're on the carpet, Cass goes, I organised the repairs. I didn't pay for them.
You organise the
What are you
repairs.
doing
I
with all that
see.
money then, Cass?
Alcohol.
Oh. I didn't know it was that expensive.
It's not, actually. Also.
It's just vast quantities.
Oh.
Indeed. Right. I suppose there is no time like the here and now. Are you ready?
Is our like path going through a busy part of the axe? Bless you.
Not at the axe. Okay, everybody, look at the map.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I thought we were heading from.
Nope.
Where's the ship?
I described this, but I'll describe it again, you imbeciles! No, I'm joking.
Can you put the map in the chat, please, Emma?
It is.
I can do it again. Yeah.
It's where it always is. It's in the prayer section. I'm being rude today.
You are.
My mum just found my other AirPod. It was under the stairs. It's been missing for a week. I'm very
Oh,
happy.
Good.
I don't have to
Wow.
pay to get a new set because I couldn't.
That's good.
Also, on like a
Okay.
small side note, like when Loran was talking about his ship, he could have caught a just very as opposed to the general like composed smile Astra usually wears, something a little bit more genuine.
Aw, that's cute. He looks at you, and he's like, nice. I appreciate someone who hides their true colours.
What?
You know what I mean?
She gives him a wink.
Allstar looks between them and then shuffles over to Cass and Sparks.
Ulster, what are you doing? Come back here. I mean, oh shit, no. I mean, you can sit wherever you please.
Cass throws her arm around Brian's shoulders and just gives him a squeeze and be like, I will fix this.
He just looks at
Guys,
you
I
with
can
teary
hear
eyes.
you. We're all on the same carpet. We're sitting like a few centimeters away from each other. What you say to each other, you say to me.
And I will fix this.
Jesus Christ. I don't know who that is. Bahamut be blessed. Right, now that everyone's looking at the map, I really need to reiterate this.
Yeah.
Okay. We are, you see Melas route for Cass?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay,
My
go directly to the
cousin.
left, and there is a group of 6 little homesteads.
Yeah.
That's a little fishing village. That is where we
Yep.
are.
Thank you.
We made it an abysmal distance from...
Yeah, we haven't gone very far.
Yes, it's true.
Got you.
Anyway, we are going
Sorry.
to Kinnersport, which is just diagonal, and then we're going to teleport the last leg to Ironstone. You see there are 2 little eye symbols?
Got you, got you.
There's
Fast
no
travel.
bloody point because Kinnersport is so far away.
No, but look, the difference is Kinnersport, okay,
Yeah.
is a direct straight line of travel. For Ironstone, you can't fly over the Green Sea
What?
because the Green Sea is impassable. Remember?
We're not flying over the Green Sea anyway.
But then you'd have to fly over the mountain range, which just there. You can fly to the other side, but then you're on the main road, which leaves you open to bandits.
Okay, fine. I trust you.
Okay.
Loran would describe all this to you.
Allstar's
Loran
still
can
holding
say,
the
would you
map
guys
to the
prefer I
side.
just try and fly us to Ironstone? I don't mind.
What?
Do you want me
Well,
to just fly us to Ironstone? It sounds like you guys don't want to listen.
look, avoiding bandits sounds like a good idea from experience.
My thought process is this. Now that there are people actively trying to get us, we should take a less common route. If we go as the crow flies, they'll know exactly where we're going.
You know, though, if you sell me, you could get a lot of money, and then we could use the money to like do things, and then I can just escape and come back.
Technically, I've already sold you and have the money.
But I'm worth more than that. He points
That's
to
true,
Cass.
Cass. Cass, you can fund his travel this far.
I mean, you got more of that money than I did.
He looks
without
back
me,
at the ship that is damaged.
Without me, we would have got none of it.
That is a fair point, actually.
Don't forget, Cass. You do work for me. I pay you an
Oh.
actual wage.
I know. I'm just took a little bonus. It's part of the gig, right?
We can talk financial particulars later.
Okay.
So you guys are flying, no, speeding
Nah.
across the open plains.
Ulster sits at the back and lets his legs dangle.
I know. If I cast enlarge on us, can we go faster?
We could.
On the carpet?
On
On the carpet. Yeah.
Let me check.
That's such a cool idea.
Just gotta think about it.
We would be much more conspicuous, though.
It would also be a lot more comfortable and not falling off, potentially.
That is true.
Okay. Yeah, I'll allow it.
Yeah?
Let me just
Think
check.
It only lasts an hour if I'm right. Oh no, hang on. It only lasts a minute. I'm not sure that that's really worth it.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think it's really worth doing that.
At the moment, you guys are on a... Actually, sorry, Cass, this is really interesting. The smaller the carpet, the faster it goes, because the bigger it is, the more...
I could also cast reduce, but then we'd fall off.
Yeah,
you
that'd be
know.
awful.
Like, ah! Because the carrying capacity
Reduces.
means that it goes slower. Because you need to be able to fit everybody on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But a good idea. A good idea.
it was a good idea.
Anyway, it was just a thought.
You know, if it was one person and you cast reduce, it could look like they were surfing, like through the sky.
Like in Mod as a
Silver
Show on
Surfer style.
I want a Sword of Flying. I want a Mod as a Show RPG. Anyway, it's fine. I like that show a normal amount. So anyway, you guys keep flying. And now, I'm going to ask all of you in succession to roll a d8 for a random encounter. So we'll start with George.
Oh. Okay. I'm gonna go. Is that my D8?
I need to get my books. I don't know why I don't have them.
No, that's my D. No, wait, that is my D8. No, that's my D8. There we go. Okay. 6.
Okay. You guys pass the first 30 minutes or so with no concerns, no worries. Lucifer?
Okay. There's D8. 7.
Another half an hour passes and there is no concerns. It's a beautiful landscape and the weather is lovely. It's lovely.
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 Okay. Next. Ulster.
5.
All good. You see a gather of birds flying above you, and below you see a small farmer's cart just trundling down the road, and him and his family wave at you as you fly overhead.
Also
Nothing.
starts identifying the birds and drawing them in his journal as you go.
Okay. You see. Excuse me.
Unless, of course, they are dangerous birds, in which case he will say, look, dangerous birds.
You see. Make me an H check, please.
Cass is going to be watching over the shoulder and be like, can you draw me?
Daddy 20. He'll flip back and show that he's already drawn you, Cass.
Okay. You
Like-
see a snow bunting
A snow
and a
bunting.
great tit.
Nice.
Oh,
we all love a great tit.
He points
Yeah.
out the great tit to Cass, and then when she says that, he's like, yes, they are quite interesting, aren't they?
Yes,
true.
yes.
Astra
yes,
is like
Um,
super fascinated by all of his like bird facts and just kind of like hanging on his words.
Oh.
How did you draw Cass?
It would look like he's got a few like life sketches and then one that he's sat down to actually do properly. It's probably just like one of Cass with her hair in the breeze on the deck. of the ship.
Cass is like, I look fit.
I mean, they're just so I can all like remember you guys. So I got one of all of you.
What do you mean remember?
He kind of
Not
like
going
flicks
anywhere.
through the journal, and you see like hundreds of sketches in it.
Oh. You're very
Do they
talented.
help you?
Oh,
They help you
thanks.
with
I
that?
mean, I have a lot of practice, so maybe I wasn't always that good, but it's been a while. So
Well, you're very good.
he blushes.
Very cute. Okay. As you guys fly, Astra, would you mind?
I also got a 5.
Okay.
Which means more birds, right, Emma? Right?
No, of course not.
All the birds are gone, of course.
Sorry. Okay. Dibby-dibby-dee. Dibby-dibby-dee. Jesus. Oh. That's a bit. Oh, no, I'm going to change that.
Did I accidentally roll an impossible encounter?
3 lamia?
No.
No, please.
What a lamia.
You don't
Are they
want to know.
big lambs?
They are not big lambs.
Are they little lambs?
Oh,
They would eat
oh
little
my
lambs.
God, that's really cute. Okay. Right. So. You guys
A
are.
woman called Mary appears on the
flying.
distance and she has 3 little lambs.
Yeah. You guys are flying, and you see a very peculiar looking homestead begin to spread out beneath you. It seems to have a sign which, though you're moving very fast, you can read to say Cloves Apiary. And the apiary seems to have a few bees, bee nests, etc. And you think, oh, that's so sweet. Wow, those are massive hives. And then you look up and you see that there are 5 giant honeybees. Is it honeybees? Yes, 5 giant honeybees buzzing in intricate patterns across the fields, searching for flowers.
Allstar is immediately enraptured.
Lauren, seeing this starts to slow down the carpet, and you get to see a little bit more of this situation. Cloves Apiary is a small mound of grass in the ground with a round like wooden door, which is propped up by a few little buttresses. It's like not. It's like a
hobbit.
Like a hobbit hole, but it's a bit more hobbledy-cobbledy. And all around it, there are different little patches of vegetable patches. You see the sprouts of giant pumpkins. You see the sprouts of garlic, especially loads of those. And you see asparagus plants, which have grown to quite a significant size. As well as the hair of carrots. And as you guys slow down, the honeybees start to buzz around you in like a sort of like intricate pattern, like it's quite lovely, actually.
Can I understand any of
is
this with
literally-
comprehend languages?
Oh yeah.
Is it
You wanna
lovely in a way that's hypnotic?
Make me a perception check.
Can I assist?
Yes.
22.
It is, yes. It's like they are trying to... Cass, what did you roll?
A 10.
10. Cass, it's a little bit hard to say, but you get the impression they're trying to communicate something to you. And Ulster, you get the firm idea that, yes, it is like they're trying to guide you somewhere.
Am I getting positive or negative energy? Can I roll an insight check?
Sure, but you might need some help with that.
I'll assist.
Can I assist? Yeah.
Yeah, anyone who wants to roll an insight check can roll.
24.
Of course.
19.
Okay.
21.
Okay.
The bumblebees. The bumblebees.
16.
Okay. So with a 16, you guys can tell, and with all the other amazing rolls as well, you guys can tell that these bees are trying to lead you to the ground.
Why?
You don't know.
I said I wanted to roll for energy, and I rolled a 24, Emma.
Oh, right. Sorry. For the energy, it's not insidious or malicious.
We should follow the bees.
Loran looks over his shoulder and says, "Didn't you want to rush to Ironstone?"
Yes, but the bees obviously have great information that they need to share with us, and I really want to get a look at those giant vegetables as well.
Right.
Oh, huge. I
Hello,
thought it was
bee.
just a trick of perspective.
Oh, actually, I have quite an important question. Have we had a chance to rest at all since the encounter? I need to know what my hit points and spells slots. Bless you.
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay,
I thought we
good
had
to
a
know.
short rest.
Oh, a short rest. Yeah. But not a long rest.
I don't think that I recuperate any spell slots in short rest now, do I? As a sorcerer, that's only a warlock
That's
trait,
only
right?
a warlock thing, yeah.
Yeah. Can you regain hit points in short rest?
Yes, you can. And you can roll as many hit dice as you have written on your character sheet.
Okay, cool.
So for a sorcerer, your hit points is it 1d6 or 1d8?
I think it's a d6.
Oh. I call to Aelin for aid.
Oh, it is a D6.
Aelin
yeah,
calls
sorry.
for aid. Emma calls for aid. And Aelin will answer the call. Sorry. Also, you have to tell me everything that happened in the game yesterday because it sounded like there was lots of lore dropped.
Well, Reese's mum went to a casino and offered up some memories to, was gambling a big memory.
In this campaign?
And instead won the location of Yesaya.
Oh my god.
Slay.
Yeah. So.
That's such a slay. Okay. So thank you for that. And we will we'll talk more about this later. You guys,
Oh,
are you okay? Loran kind of looks at the bees.
Well, Sarah's bouncing almost as he looks around at him at the bees.
And then slowly, cautiously starts lowering the carpet until you guys are down on the ground. And yes, from down here, the vegetables are quite large, actually. They are not huge, don't get me wrong, but they're large for the vegetables they're supposed to be.
So the starts running around to look at all the vegetables so he can learn how to grow them.
Astra is also just following suit, just as excited as Ulster about all of this.
Cass is also following suit, but with fire in her palms, and she's eyeing things up, and she's she's not gonna burn anything, but she's kind of I don't trust Brian to not wander into death, so she's following behind him
As you said that, the bees start buzzing angrily around you, wiggling around you.
Okay, Cass will immediately get rid of the fire and be like,
now, one of the bees, let me see.
Cass, can you produce smoke?
That's bad for bees.
Yeah, if
Is
that's
it?
what
That's-
Okay.
Cass got rid of the flame immediately when she saw it was angering the bees.
Yeah. I'm just trying to find some good art for these bees. God, not sexy bees. That's not what I want.
Ugh, why?
Oh.
Why do you want bees to be sexy?
Yeah, no, I'm not sure if I want that.
It's just really quite disgusting.
Oh, now it's Transformers. Okay. Well, one of these bees, sort of like rings around you, breaking away from the patterns of the group,
Does it have
and
really
starts to nudge you guys forwards towards the entrance to this little homestead.
I would like to nature check what's going on as a naturey person.
Can I assist?
I would like to insight check the bees again.
We can carry forth your
Previous insight. Great, because that was a 19. I'll take that.
17
Okay.
on the nature check. Mainly, Ulster's trying to figure out if like we're being led back to a hive, and he's like, "Look, no, thank you."
Looking around, you can see that the bumblebees are the size of small puppies, and
Oh,
and the apiaries seem to be buzzing with quite a few of these. It's only some of them have broken away. So the bees don't seem to live in this small hovel. It seems to be something else living here. And you remember the name, Cass, Cloves Apiary. Cloves being potentially the name of the person who lives here.
Do I? So you say I recognise that? Do I know?
You don't know. You just recognise that that's a name of a person. So potentially someone called Clove would live here.
is this something
Cass
you
is
know?
going to start calling out, being like, "Clove, hello. Your bees are sort of bringing us to you."
Ulster, what did you say?
Ulster's kind of like looking between Cass. Well, actually, all of them because they're all from a prayer. Is this something you guys know about?
No.
I've never seen
Is
this
it?
before, but it's marvelous.
We were maybe 2 hours into that flight.
Yeah.
I don't know where exactly that would put us. I mean, well, like
Yeah.
I grew up in a prayer, but like I don't really, this is really my first. Like,
Okay,
Month
reluctantly, Ulster will look at Loran. Do you know anything about this?
He looks around and he says, I think they're trying to get us to go inside.
Yes.
Well,
thank
no
you.
shit.
Yeah,
Like,
genius.
that's pretty
insight.
obvious.
Well, you asked me if I know anything.
No, about the place, not what they're trying to do.
Oh, sorry, I don't usually associate myself with giant bees.
Why
Though,
not?
I don't know. They're quite cute. Maybe I'll adopt
Yeah.
one.
What would you do with it?
Keep it as a pet.
Doesn't seem very kind.
take one
Okay,
of
then I
those.
wouldn't. Wow, Ulster. You
Cass is
asked
looking
me.
between them like, I need to fix a lot.
They're standing on opposite ends of the group. You probably notice.
But you kind of hear her whispering, like, from great emotions, it must only mean one thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Shush, Cass. Right. So the bee is now very urgently batting its head against the back of you, Ulster, and then you, Cass, and then you, Astra, and then you, Bluey, and then ignoring Loran. And it's buzzing a little bit more urgently now.
I'm gonna knock on the door.
There is no response.
Hello.
And Cass, when you called out to Clove earlier, there was no response to that as well.
Maybe Clover's injured and the bees want us to help. It's either that or a trap. So Yeah,
Right.
Or
let's
just
do
the
it.
bees. I think that it's probably medical assistance.
Yeah,
You get the
let's do
most
it.
delicious smell of like garlic honey coming from inside the
That would
Wait,
go great.
before we enter, Ulster will hold up a finger. Wait, if it is a trap, several of us should wait over there, and several of us should go to the door.
I was gonna offer to unlock the door.
Wait, Cass is going to do an investigation check to see if there's any like traps or anything like that.
okay. Checking for traps.
18.
No traps.
Okay. I will go in with Brian because I
Shall
feel
I
like Brian's
roll
definitely
for
going in.
thieves' tools?
Okay. You want to unlock the door?
Yes.
Both Louis and Loran could stay a few steps back. And Mums
Okay.
was
Bluey and Loran are holding up the rear. Loran says, just you and me now, Bluey.
And Mums was spelled.
Oh shit, you're here. Hello! He's just sitting and plaiting the edges of one of the carrots, like, this is quite fun. Like the tuft.
Hey, you're good at that.
Yeah, I mean, I was practicing on Ulster's hair in his sleep.
Oh, I was
I'm
sleeping
joking.
in Loran's room.
Oh! That was a joke, but
Oh,
anyway.
Ulster edges further away from Loran.
That's an 18 on thieves' tools.
Mm.
Also, just so you know, Ulster, that was Mom's as well, not Loran.
Yeah, I know. That's what he said. I was sleeping in Loran's room. What are you doing in there?
Oh, God. Thieves' tools. Okay, with the 18, you feel around the lock. And despite the look of the place, it's quite a sophisticated mechanism, and it goes pop. And the door just creaks ever so slightly open.
Hello.
Hello.
Okay.
Knock knock.
Maybe in a few other languages.
Buzz buzz.
Do the
Yeah.
bees react to the door opening? Like, are they trying to
The bees
get
do
inside?
react, like they're excited. They're like, yes, yes, yes. Like,
Okay. When Cass says buzz buzz, also it's like it's actually more like this, and then starts making bee noises.
Right, Cass is just going in.
You guys
she's
go
gonna go in.
inside.
She's gonna go in before Brian because she needs to protect him.
Astra's also
Astra,
just
Astra
kind
can
of
do
going
what
in.
Astra can do what she likes, what they like, but Cass doesn't trust that Brian isn't gonna just immediately die.
Right.
Yeah.
So Brian goes in sandwiched between Astra and Cass.
For sure. So, you see, when you go inside, a small, well-kept little home. There are terracotta tiles haphazardly placed on the floor. You can see a few of them are broken and then have just been sealed in place. There is a hewn straight out of a tree trunk wooden table laden with jars filled with pickled
Cucumbers?
vegetables. No. Yes, with pickled vegetables and other products of food, which, yes, food, cheese and...
Why do you say it like that?
Okay, so there's like
What
is
there's
your-
pickled vegetables.
What is
And there's
happening? Is this
peas,
like
and there's like a beautiful like tablecloth that's hand woven. There's like an old timey stove with a kettle on it that's looks like it was steaming and it's still heating, but it's like got no water in it. When you go to check, it's like all the water's evaporated away, and it's getting quite
Hello?
warm. You call out, and you just hear a very slight shake of movement, and you look across the room, look away from the kitchen area and towards a curtained little alcove at the back, which appears to be where sleeping would happen. And you kind of pull the curtain aside, and you see a huge vat of honey with a
I
hand
need to go to the
poking out
toilet.
the
I'm
top.
sorry.
That's okay.
Oh. Are you drowning in the honey? Cass is going to reach for the hand and try and pull them out.
Okay, so we're going to need a strength check, please, to break this person out of the honey.
No. Oh no.
18.
18. Okay, you heave and you start slowly, agonizingly pulling this person out. And as they get further out, you can tell they need a little bit more help. Bluey?
Get in here.
Yep.
Bluey, you take that as your cue and you run forwards.
I need help getting this person out of a vat of honey.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Pull. Pull, damn it.
Pull!
Okay. Strength check?
Can I cast
Bluey, you
prestidigitation
notice that
to,
in
like...
the corner there is a piano which looks like it's been well played in its time, with a little footstool. And behind this curtain you see a little bedroll in the corner and this massive vat of honey that someone's fallen into. And so you help Cass. Please make me a strength check.
Can I use prestidigitation to kind of like warm the honey a little bit to make it easier to get out of?
Yeah, sure. You just kind of like slowly warm the surface, and Loran will come in and help as well with that, considering that's something that this is quite a big vat of honey. So with two people, it goes a bit faster. And Ulster is just watching in awe as one of the puppy bees kind of follows in and like stays at his side, like anxiously clinging to Ulster, like a natural one. Okay, so you just slip off and you fall back into the table and you hit the piano.
Useless.
Right. The next check.
Can I redouble my efforts?
Yes. The next one you can make with an advantage because of Astra and Loran's assistance, and because of Bluey's brief assistance. You did
21.
21. Good. Heave! And you pull again, and this time you see another arm, and you see what appears to be bulbous shapes. So you don't quite understand what they would be on regular human anatomy. You see leafish kind of like foliage. Doesn't quite make sense to you. But this being person still has arms, so you keep pulling. And pulling. And Ulster, the more that this person is revealed, the more excited the bee clings to you. The
I smash the bee under the chin.
It loves you.
Yes.
And with a final heave, you are suddenly flung back, Cass, as you pull out from this giant vat a very strange-looking individual.
Oh.
I've sent it to the Facebook chat.
Oh, hello. Oh, a garlic man.
Oh.
Oh my god, is the giant veg? Is it all? That's why you were asking, like, is it pickled veg? Because it's cannibalism.
Yeah.
I was so like, it was my instincts, and then I was like, oh no. But it's fine. Okay. As you're pulled out, as this person is pulled out of the honey, you hear like a oh, and they roll forwards and they hit the ground and they like kind of like they like rub their lower back like.
Can I try and as I pull them out, can I try and do a deck save to keep them from like hitting the floor?
Sure thing.
Nat 20.
Nat
plus
20.
3. 23.
Whoa. Whoa. And they look at you like,
Are you okay?
I am now that you help me, my fresh friends.
fresh? Oh no. Cass is immediately a little bit like, what?
Are you made of garlic?
Well, in a matter of as a matter of fact, yes, yes, I am.
How does that work? Were you assembled or were you born?
Oh well, it's a long story. But first, if perhaps you could relieve me of this stickiness, and maybe I could make you a cup of wild garlic tea and tell you my story.
Is that made from your body though?
No.
You're not a wild garlic, are you? You're a different.
I am
one.
clove.
You're a clove.
I'm clove. Yes.
You're a clove of garlic.
Yeah. Well, yes, quite. It's a funny joke.
That's quite funny.
Indeed.
Cass is going to turn to Astra and be like, can you get rid of the honey?
Astra is all over that, just like, oh, of course.
Bzzz, you're like precipitationing the honey away.
Yeah.
Bluey?
So my name's Sparks. Clove, are you injured?
Oh, no. I don't need to breathe, so I was just kind of waiting in there.
Oh.
You see, honey, it sustains me and keeps me all right, so I didn't need to worry. I've been in there seeing as it's daylight now, I would hazard a day and a half. My bees must have been getting incredibly concerned. I'm so sorry if they disturbed you at all. And
No, they've been very lovely.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I feel like I smelled garlic coming in. Did anyone? Is that normal?
That, I think, was clove in the honey.
Honey garlic.
Are you sure you're okay?
Well, I am. I'm fine. But just let me give you some advice. If you have a midnight craving for honey, don't sit in the vat of it.
No, that's quite good advice, actually.
Indeed. I don't know what came over me. Right, well, have a seat and let me see what I can do for you as a thank you for getting me out of this predicament. What's next? Yes.
So this is a vegetable person, right?
It's a garlic person, yes.
Ulster is not going to leave him alone. He's going to follow Clove around with his journal, asking questions.
Oh!
Astra
Hello,
follows them, listening to all of these answers.
Cass is now going around looking at all the jars of honey because she's like, this will go great in some alcohol. And she's like sniffing them.
I'm going to cast you as different roles in this play. Ulster, you are the young botanist. And looks at Astra.
I thought I was going to say something else just then.
The young bottom. And then, let me see. Yeah, looks at you, Cass. Yes. You are the saviour, herald of good times. And...
That's better than the botanist. Why can't I be that?
Yeah, baby.
Herald of good times to come. Very fortuitous. And then he looks at Bluey. You're the pianist. Would you like to play us a tune?
I could give it a go.
Have you ever played an instrument before, Bluey?
Look, if she has, I imagine it's like some simple percussion.
Aren't Bluey's claws also way too big for a piano? Just made for a garlic man.
There'd be so much tapping. It's like when I practiced piano and had long fingernails. If you look at it at a different perspective, pianos are also percussion instruments because to make a sound, a little hammer hits the string. Anyway, where's performance? That's 2.
Down with the P's.
That's an 11.
11. It's a passable Mary Had a Little Lamb.
She starts feeling out for like playing the entertainer.
Clove is like, don't be too ambitious, my friend.
Yeah.
I guess. You guys are all offered a seat around the table, and he looks at Loran and Momsensveld and he just says, I did not cast you. Zoran, the young lover. And you, NPC.
let's have
He looks
mine.
at Momsfeld.
You immediately forgettable. I forgot you were here.
I forgot you were here. Right. So
And when I turn away, I will forget you again.
when you guys are all offered a seat, and as he walks around this clove, takes a walking stick that you see to be made from the vines of runner beans, and hobbles around the kitchen and gets
all the
you.
garden things alive in your area.
So my story, yes. Before you get too alarmed at my practices, well, it is a cautionary tale. You see, I was but a humble farm girl.
What?
Yes.
I'm confused.
How-
We love a trans
long ago?
icon.
Yes. I was but a humble farm girl, living with my family in these parts, and I grew to a ripe old age. You see, my family business was that of plucking and preserving vegetables with obscure qualities, and I became very good at it, finding all these little different bits and bobs with different magical properties, preserving them to give them excessive long life, and cultivating them so that, in fact, well, I could one day reproduce them.
Oh.
Well, I got too big for my booties, you see.
Oh.
This once was a whole farmstead. I had 7 different people working for me, as well as animals. As a side business, because you see, magical herbs and plants are not impossible, but hard to come by, we made mead. The giant honeybees, those are entirely natural and have nothing to do with my current situation. But you see, alas, all good things must come to an end.
Ah.
And it was my overpicking of magical plants that gathered me the attention of a witch.
Oh no.
Dun, dun, dun.
You see, I had exhausted the product. That's not the right word. The produce around my area, and I decided to go over the hill, further afield and towards the lake. This was quite some time ago. And when I got there,
The lake.
I stumbled across a homestead. It was quite beautiful, and in the garden, what do I see but a whole host of these beautiful, luscious vegetables and fruits. Now I ignore the fruits because I deal only in vegetables. And I pluck a potato, a carrot, and a garlic for myself, with a whole host of different properties. I bring them back, and I bring the witch's ire with me, which turned my whole homestead into vegetable people. Accursed, truly.
So, all the veg outside, is that also people?
Yes, and they're sleeping at the moment. I gave them the day off.
Oh.
But I told them I would wake them. See, I got stuck, and so now they've just been sleeping and slacking and not harvesting any honey. And the bees can't talk to them because they're bees.
Just a little tip. You might want to leave a sign out to say, please don't eat the veg, they're people. Just because...
Well, we don't get many visitors around these parts, you see.
Yeah, but, we arrived and, we didn't, obviously, pick any
I plaited
veg.
some of their hair, Momsfeld says.
Oh.
But, might be an idea.
Yes, you're right. Well, I should have perhaps guessed that, considering it is an apiary and not a vegetable plot, people would assume not to touch the vegetables. But you know what? You're correct, truly correct. Well, regardless, you saved me, and I feel that it is only right if I, provide you with something useful. What do you say?
I'd love that. Yes.
She goes over to a rickety cabinet against the wall and throws open the doors. And you see jar upon jar of preserved vegetables and the occasional fruit, but not that many. All right, what have I got here? Yes. Most of these products are, in fact, quite self-explanatory. We've got obviously some good berries, and I made some good muffins with the good berries too, which you can have if you like, because I don't know if they turned out the best, but they'll do the trick.
They were average good muffins.
They were average muffin, yes, you're quite. I've got crab apples. I've got horseradish. I've got chickpeas. I've got apples that taste like oranges, and oranges that taste like apples, and grapefruit that taste like grapes.
Oh.
They are not people. Nothing we eat was people. I know exactly who is who, and we have never eaten a single one of my kin, with that one sad exception many, many moons ago, but we don't speak of it. Anyway.
Oh, God.
Well, I mean, since you've already spoken of it, wouldn't...
You don't get anything. Right. We got snow peas. We have snow peas. Oh, this one would suit you, my friend. He looks at you all stare. Snow peas, and they cast a light snowfall in a 5-foot area. It's wonderful.
That's
mushrooms, psychedelics.
I want those too.
Wonderful.
Huh.
We also have mushrooms that, when planted in the earth, will sprout a mushroom umbrella.
Ulster starts filling his pockets with anything that Clove gives him.
Just so you know, the mushroom umbrella will shelter one person uncomfortably from the rain.
I like the rain.
Well, there you are.
That's really cute. Okay, Clove,
Blueberries,
what would you
eat them? You turn green. Explain that. Who knows?
What would you like to give me, Clove?
You? A bell pepper. They ring.
They ring?
Well, you can cast alarm with a bell pepper.
Ah, okay.
This is
Cast
adorable.
pockets,
I
the bell
love
pepper.
this.
What else? I want to fill my bag with your kooky stuff.
Well,
I
there's
love it.
spinach. Guess what that does?
Make you strong?
No. Funny, but no.
Yeah.
So you get that one. They pass you the spinach, which, when ingested, causes you to spin uncontrollably for a round, automatically ending the grappled condition.
Ooh, that's good.
Actually, very
okay,
good.
what else?
Oof, well, I'll give you 2 each. There you go. That seems only fair because you all saved me, with the exception of you two, points to Loran and Monstersfeld. And Loran's like, I warmed up the honey. 1 then. So, Ulster.
Yeah.
You get the mushroom, definitely.
Ulster's already pocketed the snow peas, the psychedelic mushrooms, and the mushroom umbrella.
Perfect. That's all for you.
Wonderful. Thanks.
So I've got a bell pepper. And what else?
Which tickles your fancy? Choose, and I'll tell you what it does after.
Okay.
There's passion fruit, plums,
Ooh.
rock melon, raspberry.
Sorry.
eggplant.
You got. I didn't hear you over.
All right, are you ready?
Yeah.
Here's what you have: apricot, crab apple, horseradish, chickpeas, banana, apples that taste like oranges, oranges that taste like apples, grapefruits that taste like grapes, watermelons, onions, spinach, celery, bell peppers, avocado, snow peas, eggplant, mushroom, passion fruit, blueberry, plum, passion fruit. This is so you. Okay. Well, good choice. I've used this to woo many suitors.
Oh.
Eating this gives you an advantage on your next persuasion check against a creature that might find you romantically attractive.
Very nice.
Ulster
It
goes
does, however, have a side effect.
Oh, tell me
It
more.
does render you impotent for the next 24 hours.
As a woman, what does that mean for me?
Well, you can get down to business, but it's a bit of a quandary whether you'll enjoy it.
Right. I'll take it.
Wonderful.
And as I did really pull you out the honey and stop you from hitting the ground, may I take a third, pretty please?
No.
You let Brian take 3.
Suppose yes, I will then.
Yes.
What would you like?
Eggplant.
Okay.
What does the eggplant do?
Oh my god, that's so cute. I will say that this one is one for the whole team,
Oh.
but it is not to be trifled with. And it is entirely your responsibility. Do you understand?
I accept.
Alrighty. Find someone who can sit on it for 1 week, and something will hatch from the eggplant.
Mum's you. What will hatch, or is that a surprise?
Well, there's some options. Anything that could potentially hatch from an egg.
Ooh.
By nature, it's hard to tell because I would have for it to hatch to know.
Oh.
It could also be another smaller eggplant.
That is really quite cute.
It's bad.
Does sitting on it mean that the eggplant has
Nudge
to be
it
on
between your buttocks.
between
Betwixt the buttock.
I don't have enough
Do you have
space.
a tail?
Oh, yes.
Tuck it under the tail.
Can you walk around
Yes.
with it?
Come
Okay, so
back
it's
here
still
with me, Sparks, and I will show you how this works.
Oh, Spark's
I
gonna be
wouldn't
the.
do that. I wouldn't do that.
Don't worry, I'll find someone else to sit on it for a week. And Cass will go over to Mum's farm and be like, I'll pay you to sit on this eggplant for a week. But then whatever hatches is mine because I paid you. It's a service you're providing. Yes?
Okay, wait. Let me just understand. Momsazard looks at you, looks at Clove, looks at the rest of the group, and all of you see pass over his expression just the most like withering, momentary look of like, what brought me here?
Yeah.
That I'm considering this.
Oh, can I also
he
like
says,
turn to Clove and just like actually do like an insight check to make sure it's not all just a prank to get us to sit on an eggplant for a week?
yeah.
Yeah.
Nat 20.
It is not a prank.
Okay.
They are being 100% serious. I've decided this is the gender of this Clove is Clove. So tis what it is.
Well, this has been very pleasant. We should go now.
Wait, your
Bluey
friend
and Astro haven't got anything yet.
have yet to
I
claim.
forgot that
I
we were
have.
giving out gifts to everyone.
It's true.
Chloe, I did want to look. If you're fine in the honey, but you sometimes struggle to get out of it, could we help maybe like build something so that it's easier to get yourself out of there? Like if
Perhaps
this
a
is
ladder.
something. Yeah,
Or a rope.
You have a house, don't you? Can't we
I
just
have
put your
rope.
chairs against it?
Well, yes, but what's the fun in that?
Yeah, well, we've already rescued you, and we have places to be and people to see and stuff to do.
Well, please do
Yeah.
stay for something to eat, at least.
Ulster's been gravitating to the door the whole time.
Well, I have some rope here. Is there? I'm guessing Sparks would know some secure knots to like, and then be able to like
Oh,
do
yeah.
a few knots down the rope.
You can do that for sure.
Into
So
the
you
honey.
start getting a
Yeah.
rope and you start knotting it off, and Loran is watching you like, no, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Cass, take a look at this one. It's pretty good. And he shows you some of Bluey's rope work as she's making these knots. And
Now this
natural.
makes sense as sailors. On
Yeah.
Yeah, sailors, exactly. Ulster, you get it.
Great. This is good.
Stop flirting with him, he says to himself.
Cass looks to Loran and just gives him like,
You guys know
We're
I'm
good,
right
Bluey.
here, right?
You sorry?
I'm right here. He's right behind them.
Yeah, God. Jesus. Who is Jesus? And he just walks away. He picks up some horseradish and a avocado, and he walks out.
I will follow him because I also want to go, but he was like, I hope you get really good, exciting things at everyone else.
Okay, right. Sparks, what do you have and what do you want?
Well, I got the spinach.
You did spin.
Um,
Can I suggest one to you? Clove says. If you want
yes, of
something that's
course.
useful, I would perhaps suggest the celery. It makes you very fast for a very short amount of time.
Oh,
Accelerate. Get it?
thank you.
Wonderful.
So funny.
And not Sparks. Astra. Hello.
I will also take your recommendations as you.
Wonderful.
Whichever ones are your favorites?
My favorites. The crab apple. And well, passes you a passion fruit. All right. It turns you into a crab.
Very fun.
What?
That is
She
cool.
looks over at Loran and then looks back at you all and says, "What do you think the horseradish does?"
Does it give you a horse?
Turns you into a horse. It's up to you whether you tell them or not. And
Astra
and
winks
Clove
and leaves.
Clove packs you a lunch bag filled with cheese, with bread, with a bottle of mead, and with all of your different preserved vegetables, if you wish to not carry them, and puts it on the carpet and says, "Oh, well, one last thing. Could you all help me with this? Could you just help me wake up my my friends and colleagues?"
Sure.
Sure.
But first, do you have any special honey that would be really, really good in alcohol?
Oh, yes, of course.
I'd like a lot of that, please. Thank you.
Naturally.
And then Cass is going to go round and like pick up two metal sticks or like wooden sticks, whatever's around, and just like start banging them and be like, "Ah, you've been asleep too long. Get up."
Okay. I think the first person that you wake up looks like this. It's quite terrifying,
hello.
actually.
Oh my god.
Kind of cute and kind of really creepy.
Yes, it is. I'm just trying to look for a pumpkin person. I think that would be quite fun.
Hello.
Oh, God. Okay, well, I think the pumpkin people look like the pumpkin people from Over the Garden Wall. And they all slowly begin to awake. And soon you are surrounded by a whole host of vegetable people, and the bees are buzzing happily. And with your magical produce, Clove waves you on your way. And you fly up.
Thank you so much.
You fly up. And as you fly up, you see in the distance, just as you're kind of like pulling away, a sort of grayish looking haze on the horizon line.
What?
Perception or nature check?
You can choose either.
Can I assist?
You may, yeah.
I would like to perceive.
23.
Okay.
5.
Okay, Bluey, you're just like really hooked on this, on looking at your spinach and counting out how many leaves you have. Unfortunately, you can't quite see. But Ulster
Yeah.
and Ulster
23.
and
I didn't do as
Astra.
well either.
How much did you get, Astra? Sorry.
Same as Ulster, actually.
Yeah. Ulster and Astra, the two of you kind of look and you feel a little pit drop in your stomachs. As you notice, this is a dust cloud. I thought maybe it was part of the smoke that had formed into clouds drifting over from the Fang, considering that would be the correct direction. But it's moving fast, faster than it should. And you see just the hint of the ground beginning to shake as you recognize Cass before everyone else that this is a cave-in and it's coming directly from this farm.
What does that mean? As in, like, a cave is caved in and it's
starting to ricochet down.
Go back down to the farm. What are you gonna
do? What's going on?
Cass is going to cast Enlarge on the magic carpet so that we can fit all the farm people in on it.
That's very smart. Okay, so there are 8 farm people, and then there are a ton of bees.
The bees can fly.
The bees can fly. So, Clove feels the shaking and looks to Ulster and instinctively, having made a kinship with him, considering he is so interested in vegetables and followed him around the whole time. And he says, "Herbologist, what is going on?"
On the carpet.
Yeah, it's a cave-in. You need to get on now.
Oh my! You couldn't have come at a more perfect time. And the Clove immediately starts helping the.
Cash jumps off and is helping
the cabbage babies, the carrot people, the potato people on. Yes.
How big is this cave-in cloud?
It looks to be, because you can see it in the distance, the dust cloud is much bigger than the cave-in itself because it's obviously quite light and any disruption is going to make it kind of bigger and bigger and bigger.
Okay.
The cave-in seems to be about 20 to 30 feet across.
But the cave-in is going to hit the farm.
It looks like it could hit the farm, yeah, if you're not careful.
So we're more worried about the physical rocks, right?
Yeah. We're worried about people getting hurt.
Okay, Ulster, seeing this, will around the farm to kind of form a barrier. He'll cast spike growth.
Nice.
So the ground in a 20-foot radius centered on a point. Basically, it becomes difficult terrain. Camouflage. He will grow big spikes out of the ground.
Sure. That's good because it can kind of try and create a wedge to divert some of this debris and also make some buttresses to keep the farm unharmed as much as possible.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys start loading. Clove is the last one to get onto the carpet, but there is not quite enough space as you'd like. And one of the bees comes over and sort of starts holding up one edge of the carpet, and the other bees will join on, making enough space for everyone to kind of like comfortably sit. Then you guys all load up. Is there anything else you'd like to do before this cave-in starts to get too close for you to do anything?
That's all I can do.
Are those bees hive? Is that hive like nearby? Is there anything we can briefly take?
Bluey, with that, Clove has a sudden shocked expression and then just says, "Oh, the Queen! The Queen!" And points down to one of the apiaries, which is the largest. And the bees start worrying and start buzzing uncomfortably and dragging the carpet towards the Queen instinctively.
How big is
Cass will jump off and help Bluey try and get the Queen on the carpet.
So Ulster, Astra, Loran, and Momsesveld, you notice Ulster that Loran is kind of just holding your shoulder to sort of looks almost like he's trying to stop you jumping back down. But then he quickly pulls his hand away. And you watch and you watch as Bluey and Cass jump down, and you get over to the apiary. And it's quite big, actually, this one. It's big enough for the two of you to stand side by side and it still be larger. There is a door, which is sort of more like a cat flap than an actual door. And you kind of lift it up, and inside you see asleep, just kind of snoozing, but starting to get a bit restless, the Queen.
Okay. I will jump off because we need room to transport the Queen, and I can wild shape.
Loran is like, "Ulster,
Also gives him a somewhat, I don't want to say stroppy look, but he's going to jump off anyway. And he's going to help them load the queen up, and then he is going to beast shape. Just
Okay.
in the nick of time.
You guys kind of lift the queen out of her slumber, and she looks like she's like maybe even hibernating. All right, can you all three of you make me strength checks, please?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, not bad. 16.
All right.
19.
Okay.
9.
But Sparks, you're naturally quite strong, so this is like you're quite good at like distributing the weight. So you all three of you together manage to get the queen out and pass her up to Loran. And just as you do so, you feel the ground beneath your feet just shudder violently. Now, everybody except Ulster, who can wild shape now, unless there's anything you want to do to try and save yourselves, can you make me dexterity saving throws?
Was Astra already on the carpet still?
Yes.
Okay. Something that maybe I could do to help assist with this process.
Yeah.
Using dancing lights to kind of basically give instructions to like the bees to kind of, I guess, give them an idea of the plan that's, we need to evacuate.
You're a linguist. I think you can communicate a small amount with these bees. What message are you trying to communicate to them?
Basically that, there's a cave in and we're trying to get them out of here.
Okay, cool. That calms them down somewhat. And especially once the queen is loaded up onto the carpet, it calms them down more. Ulster, what do you transform into?
A bee.
A bee! A big bee!
A white bee.
A white bee. Cute.
You can tell which one he is.
And then Bluey and Cass, what do your dex saves, please?
Nat 1.
Oh, God. Okay.
Oh. I got 19.
19. Bluey, you managed to throw yourself onto the top of the Lala just hit the side of the food. That's so funny. You managed to throw yourself on top of this queen bee's apiary, so that when it sinks into the ground, you only fall down to ground level. Cass, with a natural 1. Ulster's spike growth, as well as all of your
Can I try, even though I'm a giant bee, can I try and grab Cass because she's quite small and kind of like struggle to dangle her over the carpet and drop her?
So because this is happening instantaneously, you can try and do something once the result of Cass's natural 1 takes effect.
Okay.
Okay. Cass, with a natural 1, Ulster's spike growth has created a wedge digging into the ground underneath the homestead, meaning that Clove's home, though rattled, mostly stays standing. Seeing this, you kind of like throw yourself forwards, trying to go towards it. But the pumpkin patches are loose earth anyway. And although Ulster's spikes have created a wedge to stop the, sort of slow down the cave-in, there are still weaker patches of earth here. And you find yourself above ground one moment and falling below ground the next. There is a 2 foot by 2 foot tunnel that is now opened up in the earth and is slowly filling with soil. And you fall down almost like a chute, but it's sharp and it's painful. And 6, luckily, it's not too bad. 4, 6. You fall 30 feet and take 11 points of bludgeoning damage. And you find yourself in what you can only describe as a cavern just larger than a squeeze. So large enough for you to just about sit up.
Cass is going to look up, sigh, dust herself off, and then cast Misty Step and get back to the top.
You appear 10 feet above below the entrance, falling 30 feet. And you start crawling out.
Misty Step is 30 feet.
Is it 30 feet? Okay, then you appear just halfway stuck in the ground. And you're like, Ulster, you see
I'll grab her.
hands and you can start pulling her out.
one hand and then Ulster B the other, I guess.
Yeah.
And you watch as the ground ahead of you goes beyond the pumpkin patch and starts to slow down about 100 feet away until it's only aftershocks. You fly up on Ulster's back, Cass, and Bluey, the carpet waits for you. Enough space. And as you guys fly away from this, and Clove expresses gratitude and thanks, but also comforts their fellow farmers who have ostensibly lost most of their pumpkin patch, most of their vegetables, and you don't know the state of the magical plants that Clove has spent decades, it seems, hoarding and cultivating. Cass, you notice something which you feel foolish for not realizing before.
Sorry.
You recognize this vein. You recognize this route because you've seen it on maps around your old family home. This line, this cavern that's kind of collapsed below the earth, is a direct line from the Dion and Brohad mines. You know that already one of them has collapsed before the entrance. And the one where your parents was, it seems, potentially might have collapsed now as well.
Great. Sick. Cass takes like a shuddering breath and is like, she's going to turn to Clove and just be like, that was a mine collapse. We've heard that there's things in the mines which are bad, namely zombies. I went down and fell 30 feet into a little bit of a cavern. I'm not sure your homestead will be safe, even though it's not been completely wrecked.
This has been my home for generations.
I'm not saying you can't come back. I'm just, or you can choose to stay if you would like, but they've all had to flee various villages.
But the bees.
The bees can come with you.
But my vegetables.
Oh,
You can always grow new vegetables.
You see Clove's eyes kind of start sparkling.
Ulster buzzes by Clove and kind of like nudges their cheek.
Oh. You know, I've lived a long time, but I've seldom felt this old before.
I'm sorry.
Well, does anybody know a safe haven? Perhaps I could set up my next home in for now.
Do we?
Do we? Looks like you're contemplating.
I mean, only
Well.
people who lived here would know.
Look, as far as I can remember, my hometown, Melas, nothing much, dramatic has happened in terms of cave-ins, I guess,
Well,
or much of anything really. But
if you take me to the closest town, I can set up a wagon and perhaps if you know someone who could put us up there for a while, if you say it's safe, then I believe you.
Ulster buzzes around Loran's head and taps his forehead.
Yeah, I know. Like, okay, I can. Oh, for God's sake, really, Ulster, really?
He's kind of saying, "Message me, message me."
Yeah. What's up? And he sends you a message.
Well, you said my mum's a landlord, right? Surely.
Don't remind me.
Yeah. Surely I could sign some land over to Clove.
Yes, but that would be something to do in Ironstone. For now, I could perhaps use a portion of the money your mother sent to get them a cart, if you're this concerned.
Also kind of blusters over his words. When we next touch down, I'll contact her and see what I can do.
All right.
Just so everyone's aware as well, the enlarge only lasts for a minute. So at the minute, like Cass can recast it because obviously but we're not going to be able to. She's not going to be able to sustain that because I think that'll be like her last.
For sure.
slot.
I think
Second level.
Loran would suggest. Yes. For now, how many of you are small enough to fly on bees? So a handful of the cabbages.
I was going to say. I'm on Brian currently.
Okay, right. You're on Brian.
Random Brian.
Yeah, well, aren't we all? I mean, no, I'm joking. He doesn't say that.
What did you say, Emma?
Aren't we all? I'm joking.
Ulster.
Sorry, he doesn't say that. So you're on Ulster. I think Clove will stay on the carpet if it's all the same to you guys. And you guys can start loading up some of the cabbages and carrots on the back of the bees. This is so whimsical.
Yeah.
I had planned something completely different, but then I saw the little drawing of that garlic person, and I couldn't.
Absolutely not. We're not missing that.
Yeah, I couldn't pass up my over the garden wall dreams.
It's very cute.
Also, for my random encounters, if you guys want to know, I roll a d8, and if you guys match my d8, then you get a random encounter.
That's exactly what I do.
Say.
Except for I change it up depending on how close I want to make the call. Like D4 if I really want it to happen, or
Yeah, that's fun. Like it. And so, you guys, as the carpet shrinks down, the vegetables all pile up onto the bees, and you guys start flying. And Loran says, right. We'll keep going. We'll keep going, and then once we get to Kinnersport, we will get a cart from the local vendor. And Bluey, you can find a map in the archive and draw them a route to Melas. How does that sound? And Ulster, there'll be someone there who can send a message for you to your mum.
Ulster buzzes again by Loran's head.
Right.
And if Loran messages him, he will say, onwards.
Onwards. And off you guys
Cass,
go.
he will take you high up and start doing tumbles in the air.
Cass is up.
Right. Shall we take a 5-minute break to get some tea and close our eyes, rest our eyes for a little bit, get some nasal spray for anyone who needs it?
Sounds good, thank you.
Oh, awesome. Right, we will come back, and when we return, to Kinnersport we go. Alrighty. So, as you guys are coming back in to the game, let us remind ourselves where we left off. We flew from Clove's apiary post. George, I meant to say that your hair looked really nice earlier. I didn't.
Thanks. It was curled. It's back to its more original state, but it's not real. It's a lie.
Beautiful. And so,
it's a beautiful one.
You guys start flying away. Some of you on the back of bumblebees, some of you on the carpet, and towards Kinnersport. Luckily, the damage from this cave-in seems to have been quite localized. There are not too many other areas that have been affected, but it's still shocking. And as you're flying, Loran turns to you, Cass, and says, I know. Didn't like that. Sorry, I'm trying to put on my ambiance. I know that you don't speak to them. But do you want me to try messaging your parents?
Cass is going to sort of like, you can see like her back goes up a little bit of that because it's her dad, but that is not her mum.
By the way, Cass, you're on Ulster's back, so he hears all of this.
No, it's a message.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's okay.
Cass is going to sort of like grit her teeth and be like, could you message my father?
How is this even possible?
Why is there so many ads on this stupid? Sorry, guys. So, Loran nods and just says, "What would you like me to say?"
I saw the cave in. Are you okay, Cass?
Right. But he pauses a moment and then,
Sorry.
Bless you.
okay, bless you, sends the message. And after a moment, he says, "I've got a reply." He says he's all right, but his your stepmother is in the mine.
Not my mother.
His wife
Mm-hmm.
is in the mine somewhere. I assume we'll leave it then.
Well, we can't go back to the mine now, can we?
We could delay a few hours when we get to Kinnersport, just in case he messages again.
Well, it won't matter where he messages, will it? We can't go back.
Depends how close you want to be. No matter. We may need to rest anyway. Let's see.
Is there because there's obviously a teleportation circle at Kinnersport. Is there one near where the mine is?
Yes, there's one in Daon, which was at a point overwhelmed with whatever had come out of the mine. But Loran says, take a visit to the archive, and if you can get me a copy of the teleportation sigil, I can memorize it. So we could travel from Ironstone if we needed to.
Could you tell my father that?
He nods. But he looks a bit surprised. He doesn't say anything, but you get the impression he might inquire about this a bit later.
Yeah.
And quietly he messages your father. He looks a little bit, not troubled, but intrigued by the answer. And yes, to that message.
Also, yes.
He looks a bit intrigued by the answer, and then he just says he thinks it's a good idea. And he says that out loud, without giving much of the conversation away. Focuses back on steering the carpet. He looks over at you then, Astra, and says, do you want to have a go steering? See how you like it?
Sure.
He steps back and he shows you how to hold the tassels and just says, "It's really about staying calm and being intentional with your movements. Have you ever ridden a horse?"
On occasion, yes.
Should be fine. And he releases, and can you please make me a dexterity check?
Not great. It's a 13.
Monstersdad leans forward and says, "Should we maybe leave the driving to the professionals, considering that we've got so many people on here?" Oh, and immediately you have like this drop. And Clove goes, "Oh, my knees!" But then it peters out as Loran reaches forward and kind of readjusts your grip and says, "Try that again, like this." And he kind of like puts his hand over yours and just turns it slightly.
When Loran does that, Cass, you feel the buzzing underneath you just increase.
Cass, thank you. Oh, that was a big sneeze.
Bless you.
Cass is going to sort of like rub her fingers between your wings where it's like that fuzzy sort of fur and be like, "Don't worry, I will fix this." And there's nothing between those two.
He wiggles his bumble butt and keeps going.
As Cass says that, though, she's going to look over and be like, "Insight check," just to double check to make sure.
I think, how close are you guys and how loud are you speaking?
I messaged
Gotcha.
that. I got a 16 insight, just to make sure there is no amorous.
I think it's pretty platonic.
Yeah.
Unless Astra has anything to add.
No, I was gonna say, like, yeah, it's like super platonic. Like, Astra just seems to be like super friend vibes with like
that's what I intuited, but I wanted to double check. And Cass is gonna like lean forward and be like, "I will fix this again." But that one she doesn't message.
The angry buzzing does continue, but subsides slightly.
Astra, you can make your next check with advantage.
I went ahead and rolled. It is a 17 this time.
Better. Under Loran's tutelage, you improve. And the carpet like evens out, and you guys keep traveling. And so, you guys make haste to Kinnersport. Kinnersport is just there at the center of the map. It is a fairly large-sized landlocked town that sits on the edge of the largest lake in Aprea. Pardon me.
Hey, Ulster's been to that lake, hasn't he?
You have been. You know that there is a specific island full of ragdolls on it.
Okay, the buzzing turns happier, Cass, if you're interpreting the buzzing.
Okay.
Actually, you consider that might be a safe haven for you guys to make camp in if you ever wanted to escape the worries of city life.
Oh my god, you want to go to Hey Now?
You want to go to Hey Now?
No, but like later we could go to Hey Now.
Later we go to Hey Now, yes. Loran is like, the what? And you see that this is a fairly sizable, quite cosmopolitan, so it's very beautiful. The buildings are well erected. They are structurally sound. Guys, be adults. And they are all quite idyllic. Although they seem to be a little bit rattled, to say the least, from the tremor, which seems to have made it this far. You see that the water level from the lake has risen just to flood the streets ever so slightly to make it look as though there's been a fresh, quite heavy rainfall, even though you know the weather's been very fine.
Okay.
I
will land and let Cass off.
For sure. You guys can land. And people give your company a very curious look over, considering most of you are vegetable people. But they have had strange folks around these parts, considering you're quite close to Ironstone. This is a very popular, out-of-the-way vacation spot for people who live in the city.
It's like a rich village. It's like the Cotswolds, isn't it?
Exactly. In that it's secluded enough that you don't feel the hubbub of the city, but it's lively enough that there's always something to do. And you see there are taverns and inns around which look very welcoming. And in the center of all of this, there is a large library, which seems to serve a dual purpose of temple and library, as well as archive, which seems to be the center of a lot of the footfall here, and a very attractive sightseeing spot. Beyond there, you see swan boats, which are just large swans that have been sort of like herded around the port with saddles on their backs, large enough.
Ulster sees those, looks at Cass, and then points.
Cass is going to be like, interesting. And then Cass is going to be like, give a look, which is like, with me, or do you want to do this with Loran?
He kind of like, I'm going to insight check. Wait, sorry, did you say that, or was that the look?
No, that was the look. That was her.
Okay, I'm going to just insight check. Okay, he goes bright red, looks at Loran, but then hooks his arm with Cass and drags her off to the swans.
Okay.
Okay.
He
Loran
looks
is like,
he wants to pick your brains.
I feel like
Okay.
we need to stay together.
Bye.
So I'm looking
Loran,
off-
go fetch someone who's important here at some point. I need a word, but right now I'm off. Bye.
Do it yourself. And he starts moving towards one of the various inns. And he says, right, I'm going to inquire after that cart.
Okay.
Vegetables with me, I suppose.
Vegetables assemble.
Bluey, do you want
And
to check out
surely
one of
there
those
was
swan
something
boats
like
with me?
Pied Piper. Sorry, Astro?
Oh, I was going to say, Bluey, do you want to check out one of the swan boats with me?
Sure. But what about clothes?
Loran
They probably
seems
want
like he
clothes.
has it handled.
Clove has latched onto Momsesvald. Can I just ask, what did Cass, what did you ask Momsesvald to do earlier?
Sit on the
Sit
eggplant.
on the eggplant.
Okay. So Clove is instructing Momsesvald on the best position to sit on the eggplant in, and Momsesvald is just like, yeah.
So Momsesvald needs to, because Cass said she will pay, but they haven't agreed on a fee yet. So it will be interesting to see how adept Momsesvald is to barter.
Haggling while sitting on the egg. Mm.
So, and now
well,
Cass has endeavoured to keep Momsesvald around for at least a week.
At least a
Wonderful.
week.
So the NPCs all drift off, and you guys go and establish yourself on some swan boats. There is a black swan boat. There are some white swan boats. What do you guys go for?
Black swan boat.
Yeah, let's go to the black one.
Mm-hmm.
Ulster starts explaining that the black swans tend to come from warmer climates.
Interesting.
Astra and Sparks, what do you guys do?
I guess closest available, Sparks does not have.
Yeah, Astra doesn't really have a
decision.
preference.
You guys
they
get
just want to
put
go
on,
and experience, you know.
You get
On
put on a
Spark.
molting signet.
This the Swabby the Swan, it seems to be just out of signethood, and its eyes point in different directions.
Hello.
It looks
It might be a geese. A goose.
it might be a goose that's been painted white.
Bit of a goose. Mm.
It's like a goose that's been painted white. And you guys can start paddling. And it's quite fun, actually, and it's a very idyllic-looking lake. Across the water, which is still and clear, so you can see all the way down to the bottom. Horrific for some people, that's me.
Lala!
Playing.
That's my desk. Get off.
Indoor jungle.
He's
Full
a
of
silly
broken
guy.
things. He broke my strawberry salt and pepper shakers.
He's curious at my shelf.
We'll probably knock it over.
No, he's jumped away. Anyway. It is an idyllic view. The mountains peer up in the distance. Astra, you know Kinnersport fairly well. You've heard your mother speak of it before. This is the closest link to Ganarok and the place where your mother fled from all those years ago, before she had you, or when she had just had you. And it's interesting to finally put locale to name. And it's far more beautiful than you would have expected for being so close to a pocket of another plane. But you guys are without NPCs, so there's only so much I can do. Please talk amongst yourselves.
Cass looks to Brian and is just like, what do you need?
I need to know. He looks around conspiratorially. Can I trust you?
Cass debates. No. Yes, you can.
Okay.
Pinky
Loran,
swear.
right. What is a pinky swear?
It's an unbreakable vow.
Oh, that seems really serious. He links his pinky with yours and shakes it. Right. So he sniffs. He sounds like maybe the flying was quite exhausting. That's my excuse for my voice. So he kind of looks over at you. The thing is, I'm very confused by Loran, and I need to understand. I need to understand him a little bit better because I'm getting very confusing signals. And then the other day we had a bit of a fight in his room, and I'm still not sure why this has all happened.
I do know about said fight, and I told him that he was being stupid. He is afraid.
Afraid of me? Am I scary? Do you think I'm scary?
He's afraid of his feelings for you.
Loran has feelings for me.
Yes.
Oh. Ulster looks out into the middle distance. I did not know this.
Yes. He would not tell you, and I shouldn't really be telling you. But I said I'd fix this, and I also told him he was being stupid, so I feel like I can. Do not tell him what I've said to you, but I think you need to understand that Loran isn't one for... He's never been one for serious feelings and relationships because
Why?
those are a risk to him. Because then
Why?
he will start feeling things.
Did something happen to Loran?
Yes, but that is not for me to say, and that is something I will never bring up.
Okay.
But it is safer for him to not form deep attachments. He likes to keep things casual, and that is why this thing with you is scaring him, because he knows that you are not a casual fling, as others may have been. So he's scared for that reason. He's also scared because you are a royal, and he is also concerned of what might happen if you two were to seriously enter a flirtation, and if your royal duties would call you away from that. He's afraid of being hurt, and he's afraid of hurting you.
Right. I don't really have any royal duties. Most of the time, I just kind of sat in my room or the library.
Lily, I sent you a message.
Okay.
Will you, as a royal, not have to marry?
Well, technically yes. But I've already dissolved a couple of engagements, so I don't think my parents will engage me to anyone else.
This is what I said to him.
Future, yeah.
Yeah, I said that, but he was... I think... I know he has hurt you.
Well,
if I'm being honest, I think just be slow with him. He's not used to this, and he doesn't like it because it's making him feel vulnerable, and he doesn't like to feel vulnerable. And when he feels vulnerable, he will put up a wall and either fight or run, but he can't really do that because he's like sworn to protect you. Also, the whole thing with the fact that he's sworn to protect you and is being paid for that is also it adds an element of it adds an element of difficulty, as I'm sure you know.
Well, I actually wanted to mention, I don't know if he told you, but my mum, sorry, Her Majesty, bought the land that Loran's shop is on, and is kind of blackmailing him.
Yes, I did know.
I'm kind of trying to figure out a way to help with that, and I feel like the best way I can help is to kind of get that land back, and maybe, I don't know if Loran wants to be signed
Look
into
at
a
Lala.
contract.
Sorry.
He's like opening his mouth.
Oh
Uh,
I don't know why.
no!
I think someone's talking about me.
He's a little creature.
Yeah.
He is a
Oh
little
my
creature.
God.
So cute.
Sorry, I got distracted from our serious chat. But
I got distracted too because it's Lala. Now he's camera
is
shy.
that adorable? A little smush smush.
He's so
Smush,
camera
smush.
shy. Oh.
It's on the camera.
Yes, I think that would help. I don't know how to do that because my methods of taking stuff back tends to be more violent and or sexual. Neither of which I think would be a good tactic with your parents.
Come on, Cass is hot enough, I think.
Do you want me to become your mother-in-law?
Oh, goodness me. Look,
Astra could probably give it a good go. Bluey, you never know.
that is another question I had for you, Cass, actually. Because you seem to be the most sexual member of the group that we are in. I was wondering if you had any books or things that I could read, because I wasn't allowed to read anything really. So I was wondering if I could borrow some stuff.
I, of course, have a litany of pornography back in. I do keep my favorite copy with me. Though this one is more lesbian oriented.
Do you think that would help?
Might not necessarily, but I am well versed in penile.
Well, do you think you could talk to me about that? And
so how about we have some chats in the evenings over some alcohol, and I will. You can ask whatever you want to ask, and I can, because I think it is shocking that you were not taught more. But yes, you may also, if you would like, I can give you my lesbian book.
Okay.
It might not be that useful for what you want, but I mean, it does have some like sexual tension, so maybe that bit will help. So
do you think we could also perhaps perchance pick up a instruction manual from a store around here?
This might not be the area for that. Then again, where posh people
they were
go
the
to
most
holidays,
repressed
there's
types.
normally depravity, so maybe there is. I'm sure we could. We'll have a look, but like I said, if you want to ask any questions, I can be of assistance.
Wonderful. And also flips open his journal and you see in tiny ant writing about 1,000 questions and fade to black as he starts going through those.
Okay.
What is missionary? Is it a religious practice?
Doggy style. Is there a dog involved?
Literally most of them are that kind of question.
Is it fashionable? Right, so over the waters, Sparks and Astra, you hear on the wind, doggy style, missionary. It's very strange.
69!
69. Is it just a number? And you two are having a fun time
strange.
out in your swan boat.
Yeah, I think there's a little bit of initial like vacancy in Astra's expression, just thinking about, how close they are to the Underdark, and it's like how much of a danger that might be.
You all right?
Yes, it's strange. I'd heard of this place. It's beautiful, isn't it?
It is. Looks at the cross-eyed Signet.
I think it's a goose.
So much has happened the last 3 days. Has it been 4 days?
Sorry, time is an illusion.
An illusion.
It has to be. Who's controlling the illusion?
But it has been a lot. Has this been what you expected from when you set forth from your temple?
I have a feeling that, no one really kind of like goes on big trips where I'm from. And nothing I've read really, I feel like nothing describes much of this stuff. Well, I mean, there's the whole recent zombie thing that very troubling. But I don't think anyone could have, not saying that, I would never badmouth one of my teachers. Bless you. Yes. Yeah. Well, it'll be interesting to recall all of this, at some point when I'm back.
You guys, as this conversation is happening, see a seagull land on the head of your swan boat and start just kind of settling down.
Signet eats it.
No, it doesn't. The Signet seems not to notice. It poops a little bit and flies off.
Does the Signet still not notice? This is such an amazing creature.
It really is. You just have
Yeah.
like Astra and Sparks just like marveling over their like not swan.
As you guys are kind of going, you start to see something kind of strange. It's almost like a blue and red, like flashing light reflecting off of the surface of the water. It's like a blue, red, blue, red, blue, red.
Do we as characters have any?
Yeah, can we investigate it and have any idea of what's going on with that?
The Signet over. I repeat, pull the Signet over.
Okay. Hang on. You're wanted. What do you want to do?
Yeah, I was gonna say, can I do like just kind of pull my hood down a little bit and cast Alter
I
Self.
pull the hood down.
Yeah, pull the hood down,
Oh,
cast
for
Alter
fuck's
Self, and then pull it back. Like, what's the problem?
You turn around and you see in a canoe, there is a stout-looking dwarven man with a thick rope, a beard that is sort of going like wrapped all the way around his head, and intricately braided. On the top of his head, he has a old-fashioned policeman-style like cone, like kind of like you know the British policemen have those like kind of round
Bobby
hats.
hat.
Yeah.
Mm.
And he is wearing a breastplate with the sigil of Bahamut on one half and the sigil of Tiamat on the other half. You know this to be the feds. Feds.
The popo, if you will.
The popo, if you will, yes. And he starts to canoe over to you and he says, "Don't move. I'm on my way."
Okay.
And he slowly pulls up to the side of you and lowers his sunglasses and he says, "Right, do you know why I've pulled you over today?"
No
No.
idea.
Yeah. Should have known. It's a counterfeit swan.
I mean, we rented from the official Swan place, so
It's a likely story because I just spoke to them. They've never seen someone looking like you before.
I wasn't the one who rented the boat. It was my compatriot here.
I see. Are you aware that anyone riding the swan boats has to be present and accounted for? You can't just change passengers halfway through the waters. I don't even know where you came from.
Maybe you mistook who. Maybe they mistook who got in the boat before.
Well,
I've been in the boat with my friend the whole time.
Yeah. We saw that seagull. It shat on the swan's head, and it didn't seem to notice. And we
Picks
thought
up
that
his
was weird.
notepad and says out loud, "Seagull shat on the fraudulent swan's head."
You can see it there. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
either way, you guys are going to have to come with me to the temple.
To the
To the temple.
I mean, can we
Of
just
course.
return the not swan?
Well, we have questions about the third person who was seen in adjacent to this fraudulent swan boat. If, of course, it is not.
What
Someone
did
you know.
the third person look like? Because, I mean, as far as I know, it's just been the two of us.
Pull aside their chest plate, and inside you see an array of equipment, and they pull out. Astra, you already know what this is. And they unfurl a wanted poster. Have you seen or associated with this individual in the last day or so? Perhaps as you were loading onto this swan boat?
I've never seen him at all in my life.
Okay,
No.
I'm going to... Both of you make me deception checks, please.
Okay. Here we go.
The boys are fighting.
Boys are fighting. 16.
Okay.
I'm
Astra?
surprised.
25.
All right. Just maybe, let's say I believe you. I still want to record your statements, just so that we can cross-check them later.
Is
Kindly,
this back at the temple?
if you please.
Hello?
And they start canoeing over to the port dock.
Okay.
And before this
How?
place, I'm going to pop to the loop.
Okay.
Okay.
How are we going to play this off?
I have no idea. I'm just like, The urge to just be like, Loran, I need you to get us out of here.
God damn. Bobby got us.
The po-po.
I will just say you could call also over and he could say that you're diplomatic emissaries.
But would we be able to portray that convincingly?
I don't know.
I mean, how far apart are our boats? Like, I mean, Allstair's probably seen, the
Oh my
flashing
god.
lights.
I've just looked up and there is a cow full on staring at me.
Well, you heard doggy style.
It was like,
so.
yeah, you can hear kind of what we were saying, not fully, but like, so we must be close enough.
So yeah,
if you
y'all
just call
probably
over like Your Majesty, just like, oh, sire.
could have seen the
Well-
y'all could have seen the popo coming too. Like just
As we're lazily talking about sex, like, oh, what's happening there?
yeah.
What's this thing do?
A little like whisper of a thaumaturgy at y'all, like, oh no.
Allstar will start paddling over then, in that case, if he sees you're in trouble.
Yeah.
Capturing the cow.
Trying to, but it's highlighting how fucking dirty my window is.
So, I'm assuming
a
you guys
cow.
pull over to the side of the dock, and did I hear you guys saying that Ulster and Cass would have seen this?
Yeah, they'd paddle over to talk to the police officer at the dock.
Yeah, they also have seen that Astra is not wearing Astra's face anymore.
Yeah.
What does Astra look like, actually?
Astra now looks
like
probably a pink tiefling with
I think
blonde hair.
I think as he sees you come over, what do you say to him? Cass and Ulster, as he's waiting for the others to disembark.
Excuse me? Hello? What's the matter?
Is there a problem?
Are you friends with them? And he points to you guys just about to get off the boat.
They're my cohort.
Can I ask you a question? What are their names?
What are their names?
Sparks and Sheila.
And who?
Sheila.
Sheila. Right. Well, don't need to worry, do you? It is them I wish to speak to, not yourselves.
No, you don't speak to them because he looks at Cass and just gives a silent thumbs up. They are part of my I am an emissary and I need them with me at all times and they will not be interviewed without me present.
Where are you
noise
from?
coming from you guys? Sorry.
It's Baz.
Guys.
Can you get Baz in the cage?
Can you
It's really
stop
going
it? You are a menace. You're a queen. You're a monster. Guess where you're going? In the cage.
He wants my toast.
Oh, is he trying to get in the door?
Yeah, that's him trying to
Now
open the
he's
door.
in the cage.
God, he is a menace, isn't he?
Yeah, he's very annoying. Right.
Also, will rifle through his purse and pull out a token of the Messiah, indicating he's from a royal family.
Well then. You guys can all come in.
What is the interview about, may I inquire?
An individual who is cited with, and he points to, Bluey Sparks. Just
Whatever you
moments
mean.
ago on the docks.
Well, that must be a coincidence because we all travelled together, and it is only us and one more Apraean escort.
Let me ask you about this Apraean escort then. Come with me. I promise it won't take long. If there's nothing to hide, then you have no problems.
Why can't you just interview us here? I have
So
places to go and things to do.
The correct title is Your Highness as well. Just
Exactly.
I know you must be a stickler for rules, so I must insist.
Good, then you'll know that you address as Your Highness once and then Sir hereafter. So, Your Highness, would you please follow me, sir? And he turns around.
Ulster looks between them all. Well, I've got things to do, actually. I don't really know if I have time to go with you. I don't even know who
Give
you
them
are.
permission to go without you.
No.
Well, I'm afraid it's a matter of the law. If you aren't willing to go, then I'm afraid I might.
Excuse me, is this because they're a tiefling?
Is this?
Is there some discriminatory practices occurring here?
That is not on. In the Maasai, we love tieflings. Equally.
Yes, and my wife is a tiefling. So I agree, I do love tieflings too. But I assure you, this is only because they were sighted with a suspicious individual and we want to understand.
Okay, well, as you can see, they're not here. We will go with you and get this cleared up.
Do you? Okay. That's
Having
all
a
I want.
tiefling
That's
wife
all we were
doesn't mean you
asking
don't
for.
have
Because
anti-tiefling
Cass is aware
biases.
that the more the more we fight to go to like get it sorted, the more suspicious we appear.
I just want to clarify, the only reason we're asking for the statement is so that if we get another statement, we can cross-check everyone's to find out the true order of events.
This is a
We've nothing
complete
to hide.
waste
We've nothing to
of
hide.
my important time.
As things start escalating, Astra actually starts getting looks like she's getting a little flustered, like she's starting to get teary and upset, very visibly
Look what you've done for my interpreter.
You seem to be communicating
You
quite
made her cry.
well. I mean, to be honest, all I wanted was to take her back to somewhere private where she could give her statement.
You know how anxiety
They
and
seem to be
that is?
capable of doing this by themselves or with you as a group.
Do you
I
not have any sympathy for people suffering from anxiety?
While this is going on,
I have a
Cass is going
teenage
to
daughter.
message Astra and be like, are you okay? What's our story going to be? So that then she can message it to everyone so all of their statements are actually the same.
For the internally what Cass would get is yeah, Astra's perfectly fine. This is
Yeah, that's what
mostly
she
an act.
that's what she interpreted.
Astra,
But
can
she
you make
wants to
a
know.
performance check, please, at that?
Can I
make it
can she roll
deception?
advantage because of
Roll
Brian's
support.
assistance?
It's performance, because you're trying to put on a bit of a show. But yes, you can get advantage if you wish. Because
Ulster wraps his arm around Astra and tuts at the police man.
Thank you for the advantage. That is a natural 20.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
the policeman nods and goes up to you, Astra, and just says,
She
I
looks
am
like she's
sorry
having a
for-
full anxiety meltdown.
Who
I am
are
sorry.
you to approach us? Stay back. Ulster's
I am-
affecting the most imperial tone he can.
I understand. You do not wish to speak with me, as I am a lowly officer of the law. I will get my higher-ups who have direct connections with Eldrith's Watch and the monarchy. I will contact them. You only have to wait for their arrival. How does that sound?
How long will
And
that
then you
take?
can speak with them. It'll eat into more of your precious time, but then you may trust their opinion more.
Also,
All I want is a statement from these two. You don't even have to say a thing. It'll
Okay,
just...
can I get
right, lead
Cass
the way,
to
and as
roll
that happens-
insight on Astra?
Yeah. And can also nat 20.
Okay, so that is it. Sorry to pause things for this, but Cass would actually pick up on something that Astra is hiding with that.
Okay, what do I pick up?
So the first.
If you want, you could just message it to me.
No, I'll just go ahead and
So
say
that no
it.
one else-
Astra doesn't work here.
The first little bit of tears were actually genuine. In that Astra really does actually feel guilty to have been bringing this down on the group.
Oh. Cass is going to message her and be like, message them and be like, we will fix this. It's not a problem. What is our story?
I don't know. I only have 2 hours at most to be able to do this.
Okay. Okay, we need to think of a...
Emma,
Yes.
while there, can I try to talk to the police officer just slightly aside?
Yeah, of course. He steps aside and says, I understand where you're coming from, and I do not wish to cause any more distress, but it is a very simple and standard request.
Okay, then I will.
When there are crimes or suspicious people about, all we want is just to get a statement from anyone who was in the area when they were sighted so that we can put together where they might be now. It's for the safety of everyone.
I understand, but my interpreter has a very specific condition which causes her to feel very anxious when put on the spot. So,
Understood. So maybe then we can take her to the temple. It doesn't have to be in the holding cells or anywhere. It can be in the medical bay. And we can establish a sensory room where, in their own time, with an officer present, they can write their statement along with you all. You don't have to be individually.
I
It's
think
just
what would be
in
best.
her own words.
What would be best?
Okay.
Also looks back at Astra, and can I roll an insight check? Yeah. That is a 17. Does she at all costs not want to go to the temple, or does she want to? Emma, I mean, it's quite a basic spell.
Feasibly, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Cass kind of messaged to everyone.
okay, that I only have like
that
2 hours.
we don't currently have a storyline, and that we've only got 2 hours.
Okay.
Just for ease,
Yeah.
like Cass would have done that.
Right. In that case, seeing that Astra is quite in a bit of a spot, he'll turn back to the police officer.
I'm still listening, by the way. Sorry, I just want to let...
Also, just to clarify, like what he gets from that 17, it does seem like there is a bit of like genuine stress in there.
Yeah. Okay.
But they're basically just kind of like concerned about how this is going to affect their travel as a party.
Right. In that case, also will turn back to the police officer. I do not wish to have further arguments. I will send these two with you, but I insist that I take my interpreter back to recover, and we will send over a statement later. I will act as the witness. I assure you that that will be sufficient.
Make a persuasion check with disadvantage.
18, 15. Hold on. Disadvantage 15 plus 17. Allela.
I just want you to know, because I am going to agree to your suggestion for the sake of your friend. I just want to tell you this so that if this ever happens again, I'm sure it won't, because we aren't actually looking or after yourselves. I want that to be very clear. The more you resist this kind of thing, the more guilty it makes you look. And I am sure that there is nothing any of you need to worry about. And you seem like genuine and honest people. All right? And no, this is not because someone is a tiefling. And no, it is not because someone has anxiety that we act this way. I do understand, however, your hesitance. But just be aware that there will be people who are not as lenient as I, who may find this uncomfortable or cause to arrest. Now,
I would just like to make clear, I understand completely that this resistance can come across as difficultness. We've had quite a trying journey already, and have faced some hardships, and so we are weary and fed up, to be honest. So we are reacting perhaps more strongly than we normally would.
Yes. I want you to know that because this is a monarchy and our monarchy is friends with the Maasai, I do not wish to cause any more stress or upset. I want you to know, however, that I myself personally do not treat any one individual above any other, regardless of rank or file. I just am sure that if the reports are correct, then they should be followed up on for the safety of everybody in this community. So I apologize if I've caused any offense, but
Don't hit Mum.
I believe that this course of action will help us all. So who is coming with me and who is staying behind, as your friend suggested?
I will come with you.
All right.
I will escort Sheila back to our tavern.
Understood.
So I'll also go. This is the local temple, right?
Yes. And a word of advice. And he looks over at Ulster specifically. I do appreciate and respect your status, sir. But we don't grant any extraterritorial privileges to those who are at risk or potentially involved with a crime.
There is no chance that any of my retinue are involved in a crime, and he will escort Astra away.
He looks back at you two and he says, right, with me, come along. It's actually more of a library than a holding cell, really, and you're not
Cass
even
is
going
going
there.
to message Sparks, and just because from their time together, Cass knows that Sparks can sometimes put their foot in it. And be like, just take my lead. If you have an idea, give me a cough and I will message you to find what it is so that we can be on the same page. But don't lead with anything. And I will do the same. Okay?
Sparks would reply in your mind, a cough like this.
Exactly.
All right. Sorry about that.
Yeah, I want you guys to just know, to be clear, that the reason that he was acting suspicious of you as a group, it's not you as individuals, it's because you were trying so hard to not go with him, which is why his reaction was the way it was. And your roles softened it, obviously, because that's what, how D&D goes with these things. Yes. Rightio. So, you guys head towards the temple, and Sheila and Ulster, are you guys going towards... Where are you guys heading?
I'm guessing they're going to find Loran in a tavern.
Okay. So you guys head towards the tavern. You see the vegetable people have been hauled up in a sort of like a little table corner, and they've attracted quite a crowd of intrigued individuals. Loran and Monsesvald are drinking in a corner, and Loran has already finished 2 tankards of a interesting and uncharacteristic looking liquid. And he looks over at you, Ulster, and he goes, "Hello, Ulster.
You're right.
Day drinking. Mojito?"
Sure. He kind of like guides Shyla to a... Sorry, not Shyla. Astra to a seat. The Sheila thing confused me with another character in our book, sorry.
Oh
Yeah.
no, I was just like the combining Sheila and Slyna and Cerslia. And yeah.
Hola.
Astra kind of like leans to Ulster and is like, "Introduce me."
Oh yes, this is Sheila.
Loran looks at you up and down and says, "Nice outfit. Where have I seen it before?"
We have a room available because this will only last about 2 hours.
Yeah, Astra just
Only
like
2 hours.
winks at Loran like,
Yeah, he gets the innuendo.
yeah.
He's like, "Only 2 hours. It's not particularly long. Enjoy yourself." And he throws a key at you two, and he winks. But it looks a little bit like a harsher of a wink towards Astra. He's like,
Yeah. Sheila looks unamused. Like,
Yeah, also looks between them all like, am I missing something?
It sounded like you were off to fornicate, Ulster. That's what you
I'm not going with them.
Uh-huh.
Yes,
I'm just
they're going to
telling you how it
fornicate on their
sounded.
own. No.
Ulster snatches away the drink from Loran and starts drinking it and sits in a chair.
I paid for that, actually. So.
Yeah, well, now you've paid for my trauma.
Wow, that's a very big word, Ulster. I assure you, you were traumatized before you met me. I take no liability.
Somewhere far away, you hear Cass sigh.
He passes the key to the room to you, Astra, and says, "As you like."
thank you.
Okay, bye.
Oh, they don't have to leave now. They've got an hour and a half.
Oh, okay, slay. He doesn't say slay, I say slay.
Slay!
Slay! Mom says
Slay!
He just says, "What am I missing?"
I don't know.
Okay, nice to meet you, Sheila. Where did you come from?
Astra just looks at him like, just like the
I was
driest laugh.
with a cloak, just like that.
Mm,
Oh! Oh!
no,
No?
you put that.
Okay, sorry, my mistake. I kind of thought a funny thought.
No, you
What?
put that thought just way back in your brain, or else I'm gonna
Go
have to
sit on an
make you
egg
forget that
plant
I
as
ever
well.
existed.
Oh! Ah, gotcha. Sheila.
Yeah.
La.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I get it.
Salisbury, I think you would do with making some new friends around here.
Wow.
Yeah, you're just not. You're too conspicuous. Sorry.
I'm conspicuous. He looks over at Loran. He's basically glowing.
I mean, in your
You look
attitude.
like yourself.
What?
I'm just saying, I'm not the most conspicuous one around here. I'm basically just a human, I
Don't you
think.
have an eggplant to sit on?
He gets up and waddles away as if he's got something clenched between his buttocks.
Ulster looks at Loran. What about
Wow.
those mojitos? What are those?
Mint, alcohol, ice.
Right. Can we have some of those? He calls to the barkeeper.
She smiles and nods and throws them together and passes them to you. Mojito, 1, 2, 3. Where are Cass and Sparks?
They went to the police.
Does the 1 and 1 plus 1 connect in Loran's brain now?
Yeah. He's like, and the police, they were just curious about what exactly.
The thing
People
about
we've
it,
never met in our life, you know?
yeah.
Right. And you were compliant and didn't act suspicious.
I escorted Astra away because I had a feeling that that was the last thing that Astra wanted to do. Sorry, Sheila. So yeah, but Cass and Bluey, we kind of compromised, and now they've gone with the police.
Okay, well, that's a shame. Let's off before they come back and ask more questions. Cass can take care of herself, and I'm sure Bluey has some like diplomatic immunity somehow.
What do you mean?
We're going, right? I'm not gonna stick around.
I thought we were staying the night here.
Well, that's the original plan, but like, I mean,
Like I said, I only have 2 hours.
we need to go, clearly.
But we have a room.
Okay,
I'm guessing multiple rooms, right?
Well, no, I didn't think that far ahead. I only got one for now in case all the vegetables wanted to go hang out together.
So we don't have a room.
Not yet.
Right.
I'll go get the small rooms. Okay.
No,
right.
it's fine. Ulster jumps up and he'll run to the front counter.
Okay. The woman behind the bar says, "Hello. How can I help you, young sir? You're very handsome.
Oh.
You need some more meat on those bones." And she squeezes your cheek.
I have a chronic illness.
She leans forward and you see her bosoms just kind of spill off. It's incredibly gusty.
Oh, wow.
Hi. We need some rooms for occupants tonight.
Indeed.
Are you all right?
He winks at you.
Ulster just like tilts his head to the side.
You could room with me if you like.
How old is this lady?
Maybe 30?
I'm gonna insight check to see if Ulster actually realizes one. Yes, he does. He goes bright red, stumbles back a couple of steps, and looks back at the little group that is sitting down.
Loran is buried in his glass.
He turns back to the lady. I really appreciate the sentiment. I am a gay, but thank you.
Oh, and she
A gaby.
spins around, and when she turns back, she is a masculine individual.
Oh,
Hello.
how do you do that?
I can be anything you want me to be.
Right. Well, that's really cool. Do you have any recommendations, for other people, not just yourself and myself?
They look over at your group and they say, "You're a bit of an interesting individual. And the rest of your party are inherently very magical. I can tell that much.
Uh-huh.
It's a pleasure to meet you."
Also tentatively takes their hand. Hi,
I'm Vera.
Vera. Nice to meet you, Vera. Do you have maybe like 3 rooms that we could, we've already, yeah. He's really embarrassed.
3 rooms. We might have 2.
Well, we've already got 1, so if we add 2, that makes 3.
Well, there you go. You can do maths.
Yeah, I mean, that's quite easy maths. I'm not particularly good at maths, but I mean, it's a basic skill at this point.
If you fancy, and he leans forwards and pulls something from around his neck, lifts it over his head, and lowers it around yours, and then pulls you slightly forward on the cord. If you fancy a little adventure, that's the key to my domain.
What does he look like in this? What is happening?
Oh, God. Is this who I think it is?
What does this person look like?
Appears to be, well, in this visage, he looks to be quite tall, slender, dark hair, dark skin, bright eyes. Quite attractive.
Can I insight check this person?
Yeah.
That is a dirty 20.
They're very handsome.
Okay. Also kind of looks at them. What? Are you using magic, or is that just something you can do?
It's just something I can do.
That's quite cool.
Yeah. You could find out more about it.
Uh-huh. Also just looks himself up and down. Why me?
Just because you're pretty enough.
I think at that point, Ulster is too full up with embarrassment. He just bobs his head and scuttles back to the table. Got us some rooms. Hello, guys.
You show the keys, and Loran is still looking at the bar, and his previous amused expression is just a little bit cold now. And he says, "Thank you."
Yes, we've got 3 rooms, so we can draw straws.
Sounds wonderful.
Are you not happy that I didn't get enough rooms?
No, it's a shame. But suppose some of us can bunk with the veggies. Who's vegetarian? Mom's Lizard slowly puts up her hand.
Technically, if you're vegetarian, shouldn't you not bunk with the veggies?
It's funny.
Can I insight check Loran?
Yes.
Is it funny to the veggies? That's the question I want to know.
24.
24. You look over Loran, and he seems to be a little bit peeved, a little bit annoyed.
Also looks back over at Vera.
Who is now a maidenly bar wench, well endowed.
So interesting. Do you know what kind of person that would be? Looks back at Loran and Sheila.
Perhaps a changeling. They're rare. They're around.
So they can turn into anything.
Why do you sound so interested?
I've never
There's
met
some really
one before.
kinky stuff on the mind, also.
Also goes and scoots next to Astra. Protect me, please. Just interested.
You guys can go up to your various rooms. And who is going to bunk with whom?
Emma!
Yes, Lily?
Stick your head in the bedroom quickly.
Oh my god! You have to put the camera on just for a moment.
Hold on. If it will load. I don't know if it will. It probably won't.
Lala is sitting on Lily.
Oh.
You look like a little goblin.
Take a picture, Emma.
It's that.
I've got a Melly. Who's...
Hello.
Hello. I will send that in the Facebook chat.
Yeah.
Oh, the dog stretch. I love when dogs stretch. They're so good at that.
Yeah.
Melly.
Right.
She's like, I'm sleeping. Leave me alone.
Right. So. Oh, Millie. And so you guys head up to your various rooms. Let's quickly cut to Cass and Sparks. Now, the policeman escorts you towards the temple, which is a beautiful and marvelous structure. He doesn't restrain you or anything like that. And in fact, he smiles and kind of is quite welcoming to you two, as if trying to make up for the stress that he caused. And he just says, my name is Frank.
Nice to meet you, Frank.
Nice to meet you. And you are?
Cass.
Wonderful. And?
Sparks, Bully Sparks.
Wonderful. Right.
Is Frank a different person to the person who...
person. While that's happening, Cass is going to message Sparks and be like, what have they seen? What do they know?
We saw the flashing lights and heard his voice to sort of say stop, and it seems like before he could get close, Astra was able to alter himself.
But they saw Astra before?
They might have seen Astra from a distance, or from the sounds of it, someone else might have seen Astra from a distance.
Do they see her from a distance, or do they see her when you boarded the boat?
I guess boarded the boat. I mean, I don't know.
Okay.
This whole time, Frank is just rattling off little tips and recommendations of the local area. He's like, so over there you see we have one of the most popular drinking holes in the town. It's a wine den, and then we have a lovely little bed and breakfast district over there. And then behind the temple, we've got a little cultural centre where you can book guided tours of the city, and he just keeps going on. You can go and live in a houseboat for a day if you wish to as well. And then he takes you up the steps to the temple, which is quite modest, but as much as it is beautiful, and leads you inside.
Am I able to ascertain which god is worshipped here?
Yes, from the decor alone, it seems to be Bahamut.
Bahamut.
There are no temples this large to any other deity in a prayer at the very least, especially outside of the cities. The cities are probably more likely to have more popular temples for other deities as well, because it's not a monotheistic state by nature, but it's just what people are more likely to pray to.
Incidentally, is Sparks getting an idea that Carmentrand is a very locally worshipped goddess and is not kind of that far?
No. Yeah, that is exactly what you're getting.
Maybe I could recruit something. No. Okay.
What was that? Frank says over his shoulder.
I'm just admiring the offerings and stylings, for Bahamut.
Right. Okay. Not my privy, but the rest of the temple, but are the ones who kind of do the whole religious stuff. But speaking of, how about I set you all up in the library, and I'll just have one of the junior officers watch over the entrance should you need anything. But please make yourselves at home, and we'll just I'll just be waiting downstairs, and you let the officer know when to call me up, and we can have a conversation then. All right? We can't, obviously, another issue is we're a very small force here, and we do have to act on our intel quite quickly. So it might take me some time to get back to you if I leave you here, just because I have to go and take other statements from other citizens. But
let's just get on with it. We've not got anything to hide.
Oh yes, it's mostly your friend that I want to speak to, Louis, and then perhaps yourself, and then also once they are back, Sheila. So, hello. What's your name, if you don't mind me asking? Your full name, if possible.
My full name.
Yes, and he sits you down at a very comfy table.
I did want to check, us being in a library, what specifically does that library card give advantage on?
Any knowledge you're trying to acquire from the library, you can argue for an advantage. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So it may not be relevant right now.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yes. Louis Sparks.
Oh, sorry. I think Cass is going to message you and be like, I think the best thing to do at this point is to just deny that we have any knowledge of Astra and that the person who saw them must be mistaken. Because otherwise, there is no other. I don't think there's anything else that would make sense at this point. If only Astra had chosen a disguise that was a bit more like what she looks like, so that it was a bit more believable that it could have just been a mistake. But
Interesting.
Trying to
Okay.
think.
So-
I think saying that Cass is going to be like, unless you can think of anything better. But that's all I have right now.
I think
kind
that's
of
what
standing
you
there
have
like-
to do.
You're right. Very quiet.
Yes, sir. Head hurts a bit. Sorry.
Oh, right. Do you need some water? I can get you water.
I'll be right. Yeah. What are the questions?
That's what I heard. What did you say?
What are the questions?
Ha ha. Ho ho. Ha ha. Right. So, your name is,
Louis Sparks.
and can you describe to me why you came to Kinnersport today and where from whence you came?
Okay. Well, I am a paladin from Melas in the northwest.
Not often you see people from Melas about.
Well, it's not often we see people leave.
No?
Anyway, I've been traveling. Well, actually, oh yes, I was called to help. She coughs.
Okay. Can we let me specify the question, because I feel I may have given you too broad of a request. Today,
Okay.
from whence did you came and why are you in? Yes. Sorry.
Okay. Well,
My mistake.
on our way to
Cass
she coughs.
messages going. Cass messages saying, we were traveling from the mining towns, and we need to get to Ironstone, so we came here to use the teleportation circle.
Do you
On
relate-
the way, we encountered a family of vegetables that were in distress because of the landslide, and so we rescued them and we brought them here so that they'd be safe.
Cass, can I just check? Are you using the message spell?
Yeah, it's the cantrip.
Okay, cool. Just checking. All right.
Okay. Yes. So it came to our attention that there's a situation developing in the mines. Dion and Bro had we worked our way there, and then we since needed to go to oh my god, why
Ironstone.
Ironstone, thank you. To seek further help, and on the way today, we ran into a small family, just as we believe the second mine was starting to collapse.
Right.
We're trying to help get them to Ironstone as well, to a place of more permanent sort of safety. Yeah.
Right. So, good, very good. Couple of questions just relating to specific incidents of which have occurred of late. Have you passed through the Fang at any point in the past 3 days?
Have we? Or have we?
Yeah.
We have definitely. The Fang is where all the fire and stuff. Yeah.
Okay, Cass is going to message and be like, I don't know whether that is good to admit to, because if she's been cited at all those different points, then so say no.
Okay, so I haven't personally visited the Fang. I can't speak for my other colleagues, but at the very least, they haven't been there
Right.
recently.
How long have you been traveling with your other colleagues, if you don't mind me asking?
It's been about a week It's a very short time.
And have you spent this entire week like lodging together, traveling together?
Yes.
So you
yes,
could, in
land
theory,
and-
account for their movements.
Yes, definitely.
But you aren't certain whether any
maybe
of them went to Fang.
We went to visit my family in Dion, and then discovered that Dion was overrun with all manner of creatures. So then we were in Brohad. From Brohad, we decided that we needed to make our way down to Ironstone, and
How did you travel from Brohad to here?
A variety of methods. We took a
Such
ship at
as?
one point, but then that was a problem, and so we decided to use a car, and then we decided to get here, and then when we encountered the vegetable family, which are really lovely, by the way. I do recommend
Wonderful.
speaking to them at some point. They're amazing.
Yes.
And then we made our way here because we want to travel by teleportation circle, as it is.
Yes, as you said. And can I ask, you mentioned a ship. Now, what was the name of the ship that you travelled on, if you don't mind me asking this question?
Cass will have quite a wide knowledge of ship names. So can she give you a... she'll also know, I'm assuming, the routes that a lot of merchant travel vessels take. Could she give one that she knows tends to go from Brohad down?
Yep. You can give the mermaid's green. That's a
the mermaid's green.
Okay, make a deception check, please.
Yeah.
21.
Okay. He nods and says, right, mermaid's green. Thank you. And he writes the name down. All right. And then regarding today, there were sightings of an individual who matches this description, and he unfurls a wanted poster. And on this poster, you see Astra's face with all of her crimes supposedly listed underneath. There are multiple crimes, I suppose.
That's a lot of crimes.
A lot of crimes. Have you come across a poster like this before?
Yes, we have. We've seen them dotted around.
Have you spotted this individual or seen them today at all?
No.
Deception checks, both of you?
No. Which dice should I use?
24.
All right, Bluey, we got this.
Come on, Bluey. Can I give
no.
assistance?
It's individuals.
Ooh! It's an unnatural 20.
Perfect. Frank nods and says, right, I see. Okay. Well, I think that's all I can ask you for now. You are free to roam the temple unimpeded. I will just say, if possible, do wait until I have spoken with your colleagues before you reunite with them, just as I don't want them to... I understand they have anxiety, and I do not wish
Emma also said that he would send over a written statement witnessed by himself in the conversation.
Oh, yeah, sure. Do not worry about conferring with your colleagues, as I will collect the statement from their lodgings forthwith. And you are free to go. It seems.
Perfect. Actually, I wanted to speak to someone in a position of authority anyway, once we got here. Like I said, we discovered about the mines and the fact, basically, it's a lot of undead, and they're using underground tunnels. When we rescued the vegetable family, there was a slight underground cavern that I fell into, and I got out of, but there is something going wrong, and Kinnersport has money and means, and if you've got connections with Eldritch Watch, I would try and see if there's anything going on underground and fortify that to protect yourselves.
Understood. Thank you for your advice. We do have a drainage system beneath the city, which connects to Ironstone. So we will look into that and make sure it is guarded. Are there any others who are unaccounted for who you might want us to look out and send potentially retrieval groups to find?
Yes, my father and his wife were at the mine collapse, and his wife is currently underground and stuck.
Brohad, you said.
I did.
I'm sure there is already a rescue team in place, but I will make it my own personal mission to contact them and make sure that if we can, we assist in any way.
That is very much appreciated. Cass is going to put out her hand to
And he shakes it.
shake
He
his
said, well, ask for Frank, the constable, if you need me.
Perfect. Also, while I'm here, could I just see, do you have any books on teleportation circles in a prayer, just in case I need to get there?
But of course, you can address that to... we have a visiting archivist at the moment, just because most have been called back to Eldrith and haven't been forthwith with their plans. But I'm sure she can help you. Clara, and he calls out, and you see a preppy-looking young woman who, Bluey, you recognise as being someone you spotted in your travels, a young missionary like yourself. And she sort of appears and says, "Yeah, is there anything I can help with?"
Fuck's sake.
And she's wearing vestiges of Bahamut. And she says,
We've
I need... Oh, you go. Chloe.
sorry, we've spotted Clara earlier in this little mini campaign, right? Have we?
No. But
No?
you would recognise her from your missionary tutelage and your
Okay.
travels across the north.
Hello.
Oh, Sparks! Hi.
Yes. Hello, Clara.
you doing?
Nice to see you.
Yeah, I mean, look, shiny new
one.
robes, and she spins around and shows off her vestiges. I'm working my way up.
Nice. Okay.
How can I help?
Well, Cass here.
I need a book of teleportation circles.
Yeah,
Particularly for the one in Brohad, if that would be possible. I probably won't be coming back to the area, so maybe a copy of that teleportation circle.
Oh, do you have a library card?
I do.
Sure. Then, yeah, of course you can take out books. Don't worry, Lily, we're going to play a bit more. Yes, so cool. Okay, sure. And she scoots over to a few bookshelves and climbs up on a ladder.
Actually, if I could, so I'm allowed to just take the book of the teleportation circles of a prayer?
No, you're not. Your friend is.
Ah, perfect. Because I think that would be quite useful so that we have access to all of the teleportation circles if we need them.
For sure. It's quite a hefty one though. You can be able to carry it.
I will.
Yeah.
Okay. And she slides across the bookshelf and sort of pulls off a dusty tarp, and like you guys will hack and cough. As a whole wave of dust comes around, and Bluey, it looks like you've got dandruff because it lands on your shoulders. But with an immense amount of strength you weren't expecting from her, she lifts up and passes down a large leather-bound tome with the Apraean sigil on the front, and it is locked with a key. And she says, "Just a moment," and she gets a magical key card from a desk and rolls it down the side, and it pops open. She says, "Just so you know, this one is restricted, so you can only take it out for 3 days at a time."
Okay.
Okay. Do we
That's
have
fine.
to return it to this temple?
No, you can return it to a temple in Ironstone and they'll return it to us. We have a very, very efficient system, which definitely won't
that'd be
collapse
great.
at the start of the next campaign.
Yes.
Quite. Anyway, And she sort of looks at you, Bluey, and just says, I have so much to pick your brain about since we last spoke, but I'll let you guys get on with the teleportation, copying and such, taking books out first. And
Thank
as
you.
you guys have-
Cass is going to be like, I'm going to... Goodbye. Thank you very much for your assistance, because she needs to get to the inn before the policeman does.
Okay, so you start running. You leg it.
She's gonna make it look really subtle. But how far is the inn from the station or the library that we're in? Okay, she's going to. I've got a couple more second level spell slots. So if I misty step a couple of times to get there, can I get there first?
You can, yeah.
Okay.
I'd probably.
Before all of that, Ulster and Astra. The two, I'm sorry, should I say Sheila?
Sheila.
What are you guys planning on doing whilst you are in the tavern with some time for yourself?
We were organising rooms, weren't we?
Oh, yes. So,
also,
how do you want
Astra's
to
probably going to be writing up like a statement.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
With,
so, Astra, you start writing.
their
I'm
offhand.
going to have everybody please can you roll a d20, and we will everyone, and I will divide the rooms up between the people who roll the numbers closest equally amongst 3.
Natural 1.
13.
Okay.
6.
And Astra?
10.
10. So Astra, Bluey, and Ulster are rooming together. Monsesveld, Cass, and Monsesveld and Cass are rooming together, and Loran and the vegetables are rooming together.
Ugh.
Oh.
Cass looks at Monsesveld and is like, well, actually, she's not there. She's not there yet, so she doesn't know that yet.
Spiritually, she does this.
In her soul, she's like, ugh.
And Loran smiles and says, oh, look, I guess I get to spend some time with the soup. Oh, fun.
Sarah does look a bit disappointed.
Duffy?
But about
Inside
Loran
check.
or the vegetables?
You don't know.
Loran got an insight check of 14.
Yeah, he doesn't know if he's disappointed about Loran or the vegetables.
Perhaps Ulster himself doesn't know.
Yeah.
At that,
Well, I guess I'm going to go...
Astra just kind of looks up and is like, we can have like a swapsies if other people want to.
Why would you do that?
Okay. I mean, I was going to say veggies is fine with me.
Well, I have a new changeling friend that I can ask questions about changelings. I think they wanted a bit more than that, so maybe I will have to stay in the room with you, Astra. Sorry, Sheila.
Oh, did they offer to? They offer you to bunk with them?
Yeah.
I see.
You see. I mean, I could probably learn a lot from them. I've never met a changeling.
Well, who knows? Who knows? Maybe you should leave learning for tomorrow, just in case they have any nefarious purposes. Changelings, I've never met one.
Oh. Vera, do you have nefarious purposes?
Yes.
Oh. Like what?
I want to have sex with you.
Oh, wow. Ulster falls back into Astra's arms.
See, Ulster, I told you.
He's passed out.
Okay, maybe put him to bed. Shall we take him
I
upstairs?
don't want to go to bed.
You've passed out 5 seconds ago.
He's awake again.
Go back to sleep.
Astra just with the smelling salts, immediately, hence why
At
he's
which
awake.
point you see a small dwarf appear in the middle of the room.
My goodness. Cass.
Cass is going to rapidly tell you exactly what the story is that they gave.
Astra will change just a couple of words, but it will match up with that.
Nice.
And then Cass is going to be like, and now I need to hide because if I get here first, it will look suspicious. Goodbye.
You can hide under my skirts, Vera says.
What?
Cass looks over like, oh, hello.
position us for a threesome?
I could do a foursome, looking over at Loran, or maybe more, looking over at Slia. Actually, no more than 5 though, looking over at Monsesveld.
He's too busy sitting on that eggplant.
He's too busy sitting on that. Is that a euphemism? She says to the ether.
I think we're good, but thank you. Well, I'm good. Can't speak for the others.
No, you really can't.
Also looks at Loran like,
Cass is intrigued.
Loran
But
points
also-
at Cass, like Ulster, as if to say, that's what I meant, Ulster.
uh-huh.
But Cass also knows that they've only got 2 hours before.
Yeah, I was gonna
Not
say
long enough.
Sheila looks briefly intrigued and then is like, nah.
Yeah. Maybe if we weren't under time restraints, we might.
You could be under other restraints.
Goodness gracious.
Oh, stop it.
I knew it.
Cass is very intrigued, but we have time pressure. I need to hide. So, where can I hide?
Under her
Behind the
skirt.
bar. Behind the bar, Loran says. Why not? Jump over.
Okay.
And you see an official-looking policeman hat bobbing past the window.
Okay. Cass is hiding, but also looks to what did you say? What was the bar?
Vera.
Vera.
Yeah.
Don't say anything. And Cass just fits into the bar.
She smiles a very wide smile. And it's like,
Yeah.
I won't. Promise. Rightio. So, you hear the door open and close to the tavern, and Frank walks in. He says, "Oh, gosh, sorry, and I didn't expect you to still be downstairs. I thought I was just collecting the statement. Sorry, hands up. I'm sorry, my mistake." And he steps out the door and sort of puts his hand in and just says, "You can just pass it to me. I don't have to look."
Ulster will take the statement, sign it in a very scribbly signature, and hand it over.
Mm-hmm. And Astra?
Yeah, Astra is like just finishes writing it up and passes it over for Alstos to sign.
And you guys head up to your rooms or
No,
wherever you
I'm
wish
gonna sit by the fire. I'm gonna strop.
You're going to strop
No,
by
we
the
need to leave. Like
I'm
Astra's
leaving.
gonna be Astra again.
Yeah, she's gonna go to her room and sit down, obviously.
I see. Okay.
You're all so silly sometimes. Ulster stares into the fire. Oh, Vera, do you want me to give this key to someone else since I'm not coming?
In that case, Cass is gonna look at Astra and be like, looking at her and also Vera, seeing as we now do have time.
Roll persuasion.
I don't. But I don't. If Astra's not actually keen, like Cass doesn't want to. But okay, I'll roll persuasion.
You're
but
rolling
obviously-
against like Astra's like
better judgment.
better judgment. Yeah, the curiosity and new experience.
Where is my persuasion? 14. It's not my best.
I think because Astra's in a disguise right now, Astra's like, no, I think I'll pass on this one.
Cass looks a little disappointed.
Yeah. So does Astra.
Cass, I toss the key to you.
Cass takes it and is like, she's gonna message Astra and be like, "Are you okay if I do?"
That's totally cool. Like, enjoy yourself. If I weren't in a disguise, I'd totally be down.
I don't think Vera would have a problem with the disguise or the lack of. But I understand.
Don't trust. It's just.
I mean, I also think you're wise not to trust this Vera. They seem shady.
Yeah, I don't want to, get like handcuffed and then not be able to get out.
If you don't see me looks at Vera, a couple of hours. Maybe come looking.
Yay!
I'm a little bit
I've got
scared
some
of
really
Vera.
fun stuff planned.
Great. I'm all for
Planned.
it.
Already?
I'm gonna just, after a few moments, against my better judgment, just go over to Loran slightly, not really moving from the fire. Is it a good idea to let Cass go and fornicate with someone that we don't know their intentions or what they want, etc., etc.?
I mean, I don't know. It's up to her, really, isn't it?
What happened to not letting people make stupid decisions?
What?
Is Loran, like, with us?
He is. He's like, huh? He's a bit, like, out of it.
Are you okay,
Is he drunk?
A little bit.
Loran?
Yeah.
Do you need a seat?
Might need to go for a walk.
Okay. Do you need... He looks around. Do you need one of us to accompany you?
No. Probably go skinny dipping in the pond.
Oh, right.
Really does wonders for clearing up your head.
Well, can
If
you
I'm not back
message
by the morning, come find me. He jokes.
By the morning.
can you message us just intermittently to let us know you're okay?
I won't drown, I promise.
Okay. Right. So,
Loran, can I just see you for just like half a second?
No.
Okay, you don't want to be sobered up before you go swimming?
No. This, I had a feeling. I knew it.
What? I'm offering that
Sheila.
you consent.
Sheila, I don't want to waste this moment.
can I insight Loran?
Friends don't let other friends go swimming and then potentially drown. I'm just saying.
It's so busy. I'm going to be fine. And I'll be naked. So everyone will be looking at me.
23.
Loran genuinely wants to go skinny dipping in the pond.
What time is it in the day? / evening?
Like 6, maybe 7.
Okay. Ulster kind of like gets up from the couch to walk over to Loran. Are you sure you're okay and you don't want to just, I don't know, lie down?
Are you saying you want to go skinny dipping with me? It's very forward.
I'm not saying I want to go skinny dipping, Loran.
Sorry. He shakes his head. I shouldn't have said that. I'm sorry. It was my fault.
Right.
I'll eat something and then I'll go. How does that sound?
And
You can save your magics. He twitches his fingers at you, Astra.
Okay, well, have fun then. Ulster turns around and goes back to his couch.
Loran flops down next to you and picks up a menu and is like, want to share something? Or, I mean, you're a pescatarian. Doesn't sound pretty good. Speaking of, you never took up my offer to come and just eat at places. I remember you saying that.
I don't really know much about food.
Well, then we need to order a feast.
If you're going skinny dipping, maybe you shouldn't eat a lot. Maybe you should eat after. I've heard that
Are you making comments about my figure?
No, it's just if you eat before you swim, you might sink.
He looks at you like disbelieving, and then he genuinely thinks, is that true?
Yes. You will cramp. And
Yeah.
it will be bad.
Fine, I guess you guys don't want to eat with me. I see how it is.
I'm just saying, maybe you shouldn't go skinny
it's just
dipping.
maybe the swimming.
Maybe you shouldn't do that.
Dinner is good.
Maybe later.
Mm-hmm.
I'll see how I feel after I eat. How's that sound?
He didn't listen to us, did he?
Munch, 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 munch. Spruce cakes!
I can't tell.
And you guys...
Sometimes it's really difficult to tell.
Ulster sits at the other end of the couch and just looks at Loran like, okay.
he has another glass of alcohol with dinner.
I'm really just a little bit concerned about you drinking so much and then going swimming.
Fine, then I'll just go for a walk if you guys are so against it.
Yeah, maybe a walk is better for you.
Fine.
And he runs around and tries to find Laurent's traveling cloak and puts it on him. It might get cold, so you should wear this. And he goes and gets a bottle of water from Vera and gives it to Laurent. Make sure you sip this intermittently to help with your hangover the next morning.
I'm going to be back here and hungover, so give it to me then.
No, but you should drink now the water that I'm giving you.
Thank you, Esther.
Yeah, you should drink it.
Rightio, quiet time for Laurent, and he walks out the.
Bye.
You notice he takes his swimmers with him. No, he doesn't, because he doesn't swim in anything except his.
Also turns back to the group and says, I'll just wait for him to come back. Pulls out his journal and sits on the couch. No, I need to write some stuff down anyway.
You hear a woo woo from upstairs, from the direction of the room Cass is in.
Oh, right. Yeah, none of that. No, thank you. I believe that's my room. Oh no, next to our room, right, Astra?
Yeah, I'm gonna just go ahead and I don't have that much longer left.
Yeah.
So
well, I recommend using wool to plug your ears if the sounds get too obnoxious.
That's a good point.
Yep. Right.
I think you forget Cass was on the ship with Laurent, where he has like these little silence things.
Oh
yeah, she's probably stocked up on silence.
Cass has got loads.
Would she use them?
No, they're not portable, just so you know. They're like etched into parts of the ship. But I like the idea that you are so used to those that you just completely forget to regulate yourself at all.
Yeah, okay. I think that's more accurate.
Yeah.
Well, good night, everyone.
And with that night, all of you guys going off to sleep in your various locales. Let's
Except me.
Except Ulster, he's sleeping on the sofa.
He will stay awake as long as possible to try and wait for Laurent.
I think at some point after midnight, well, no, not that late because he left quite early. At some point in the night, you just feel a warmth come from the fire that's burnt down as Laurent reignites it, and a blanket kind of just pulled over you.
Ulster will grab onto, if it's Laurent, well, I don't know who it is, but he'll grab onto their wrist and say, drink water, and then fall back asleep.
I imagine Sparks would have hung around in the temple and answered any questions from Clara that she could cope with, and then would have
so she comes
found
back
out where
even
she's
later
sleeping.
than Laurent.
So yeah, you come back even later than Laurent.
Because Clara's just that keen.
Yeah. We can play out a bit of that conversation in the next game if you just remind me, so that we can have a baby girl.
Who's that? Who's that being said to? Who was the baby girl?
I'm starving, so I'm going to go make myself some food.
Yeah, I'm also really hungry.
Yeah. Have a good one, friends, and we'll plan the next session.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
and
Thank you
also,
so much.
Emma Lily, you just messaged